The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most.
on a fall, crisp fall October night here from Cavalier Stadium. Welcome inside Delaware Live Sports. Nick Alessandrini alongside the Middletown graduate Glenn Frazier. Pat Garanis with us up here. Will be running everything for us here in the press box. Glenn, we've got a good one. Number 1 versus number 4 as the two teams head out to midfield for the coin toss. Number 1 Salesianum coming into the contest at 6-1. They've made the trip from Broome Street here over to the home of the Cavaliers in Middletown to take on the 6-1 Middletown Cavaliers, who come in, Glenn, ranked as the number 4 team. We are up and running right ahead of kickoff. Glenn, how are we feeling coming back to the old stomping ground for you here at Middletown?
You don't want me to tell you what I told you on our trial run, but, no, it's always great coming back here. You saw all the fans in the top row here. Hey, if we're in the way,
around
just
and
tell
talk
us.
to you, too.
Yeah,
a lot of fans here for you, Glenn.
Yeah,
in the
they
back
say
row.
things, you got to watch sometimes. But, hey, this is a great rivalry. It has been for years since they first started playing back in the 60s. These two get after it, and they're kind of a mirror image of each other. They both have 2 running backs that are good, and they'll rotate them in and out. They had 2 good quarterbacks coming in that could also run the ball. However, Darian Cunningham, we're not going to see much, if any of him, tonight in the game tonight. So it's going to be a couple of backups, either the freshman Phipps or Curran, the junior, for Middletown. I think it comes down to defense, though, and Salesianum under defensive coordinator Paul Warlow, soon to be a New York Jet. He does a great job. I think they're the best D in the state.
Yeah, I think I'm right with you there, Glenn. We saw what they were able to do against that high-powered Appoquinimink offense last week, and you said it. Paul Warlow is here at least for the next 12 hours. He'll be heading out early tomorrow morning. You had a chance to speak with him down on the field. He is heading up to Florham Park tomorrow morning. So, of course, we wish the best to Paul, and, of course, Jeff Olbrich bringing him up. He was Paul's linebackers coach in 15-16 his last couple years with the Falcons. Well, let's jump in, Glenn, now to our players to watch. Some big-time stars on both sides here in Middletown and Salesianum. Let's start with the Middletown Cavaliers. You'll see them on your screen now. Or Sallies, excuse me. Let's start with the Sals. They're undefeated. They're the defending state champs. That's why we'll start with them, Glenn. They got some playmakers on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, wide receiver Jasir Game On. He's part of, I think, an underrated group of wideouts that Salesianum has. Their athletic defensive back, number 1, Yaheem Smith. And then it all starts for me with number 10, the Rutgers commit, R.J. Johnson. He dominated the line of scrimmage last week against Appoquinimink. He harassed Appo's quarterback, Desai Drummond, the whole game. He's one of also the best returning hoops players on this basketball team for the South.
Now let's shift our focus to the Middletown Cavaliers and those players to watch for that side as you have the opening kickoff. Middletown will receive. Glenn, how do you see these stars here from Middletown?
Well, the 2 running backs, Makai Walker and Amari Glover, and Walker was our player of the game when we had him here for the Harvest Bowl against Smyrna. Darius Pope, junior wideout, D-back, plays both ways. He's a good wideout, speed and hands, and he's very active defensively. And how about the kicker? Austin Ham from Middletown, who kicks some punts. And then, of course, for Salesianum, Sebastian Hess, who kicks some punts. And here we go.
And we are underway. It's Salesianum and Middletown. A short kick going to be fielded on a hop with some momentum for the Cavaliers, but he's met quickly. Great coverage by the Sally's kickoff unit, and we'll see the Middletown offense come out and start this one, Glenn, from their own 22.
Yeah, the Cavaliers, and let's see which quarterback comes out. We're told it's probably going to be the freshman Max Phipps. He is a big southpaw. And then Cooper Curran, the junior, he's a righty. Both have good size, and I was watching them in warm-ups. They throw a good ball.
Well, it looks like it's going to be the freshman Max Phipps who's going to start this one here for the Cavaliers offensively. And it's going to be in the rifle slot to the right side. 2 backs, 1 to either side of Phipps. And we'll see what the Middletown offense can do against this Sally's defense. Going to be a handoff up the middle to start in a hard run and picking up some extra yardage with a gain of about 4 or 5 for the Cavaliers on first down. That one, I believe, Amari Glover, the junior running back.
Yeah, that was Glover. Had a good hole on the right side. And it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to run right at R.J. Johnson or run away from him.
Going to have to pick your poison, kind of like Micah Parsons there with the Cowboys. And they're going to go up-tempo here on 2nd and about 5. Trips now to the top of the screen and back to the left of Phipps. The lefty drops back out of the gun, pirouettes out into the flat, and just going to throw this one away. Smart play by the freshman, but now the Cavaliers into 3rd and at least manageable here on their opening drive.
It looked like he went to his outlet on the near side. Darius Pope, we talked about him being a player to watch. Salesianum was right there, 2 D-backs in his face. Wise decision, just get rid of it.
So first third down coming up of the ball game for the Middletown Cavaliers. And a big one here in October, pink throughout the stadium. And now Phipps going to start this one in the pistol on 3rd and 5. Deep motion. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. And on 3rd down, it's going to be a pickup of about 2. So now it's going to be 4th coming up for Middletown. That's not going to get it done on 3rd down. And we'll most likely see the punt unit with Middletown pinned deep into their own territory, and it looks that way.
Middle linebacker L.J. Smith, the other Smith, getting in there on the stop for the Sows. And that brings in Austin Ham. He's a really good punter and kicker for Middletown.
So 3 and out here for the Middletown offense, or I guess you could say the Sally's defense, which has been superb, the best all year. So we're going to punt it away here. This one high, way for the fair catch at around the 36-yard line. That one hauled in from Noah Mix. So we're now going to see the Sally's offense, your defending state champs, going led by Brady McBride and company. And 6-1 on the season. That only loss coming to out-of-state Malvern Prep. And this team under Gene Deladon the last year and a half and coming into 2 years has been phenomenal.
Last week they went with a lot of hurry-up, Nick, against Appa. We'll see if they do that again tonight. Brady McBride's passed for over 1,000 yards and 14 touchdowns coming in.
Well, they're going to load it out here. Double slot on 1st down from the 36 as McBride will check to the sideline for the play call. 10:44 here in the opening quarter. And here's the snap. Going to be a quick handoff up the middle. And that's going to be a nice push up front by the Middletown defensive line for a minimal gain. Call it 2 on 1st down.
Yeah, on the carry was Aiden Lega, one of the top running backs for the Sows. They'll rotate him in and out with Odell Teal.
Teal, of course, the transfer from Delaware Military Academy. Back in the double slot up tempo on 2nd down. Quarterback draw for McBride, looking for an opening, not going to find it. Closed up real quick as the Cavaliers able to haul him down for it looks like could be a loss.
Looked like defensively that was Chase Roden. He plays some linebacker. He'll play some safety. He just rotates all over the field, and he read that play perfectly.
Trips to the top of the screen on 3rd and about 7. Middletown defense trying to hold the Sows to a 3 and out on their opening drive. A running back to the left of McBride, who's in the gun. McBride looking, fires to the flat, looking for Lego, couldn't haul it in. And now 4th down and 7 coming up, and the punt unit coming on for Sally's. Both defenses with some stands here early on, Glenn.
Blitzer off the edge that time. I can't pick up that number, but he got there a little late, and it just caused McBride to be a little off. Just barely outstretched hand there, and almost got a hand on it was number 23, Aiden Lega. So how about that? Both teams, 2 runs, then a pass, 3 and out.
6 plays, no first downs. Here, a few minutes into our opening quarter, Sally set to bunt it away from their own 40.
That's Sebastian Hess back there. Another fine punter. Good kickers.
Got some good ones here in the state this year. Wade for it at the 25. And he'll haul it in. And that's where the Cavaliers will start drive number 2. We got our first look, Glenn, at the freshman Max Phipps, and we'll see now maybe if we get Cooper Kern or if they're going to stick with the freshman here on drive 2.
Yeah, I think they're going to stick with Phipps. Apparently, he and Kern split a little time last week in that win over William Penn. I was kind of surprised when I saw the score, 18-8, because William Penn really hadn't played that well this year, and Middletown's been so good. And then I found out, well, Cunningham didn't play.
First and 10 from the 24 for the Cavaliers. Deep motion once again. He'll orbit back out. It's going to be an inside handoff. Picking up 2, I believe, was Glover again. No, excuse me, that was Hanif Miller who gets his first action, the sophomore running back, and to pick up another gain of about 2. So we talked about the Sally's defense, Glenn, very stout up front. R.J. Johnson, you mentioned some of those other guys, and hard to get really anything going, but especially in that run game.
Yeah, Justin McGill's tough up front, so is that Lucas Sevich. But R.J. Johnson is pretty stout. So far, Middletown running off the right side.
It's going to be a direct snap here and some space to the sideline, picking up our first down of the game. And then tossed to the sideline was the junior Mekhi Walker. So Mekhi Walker is going to take the duress snap, and he has our first down of the ball game, and now the Cavalier offense will stick with the up-tempo right back on the football at their own 41.
Yeah. Was that Mekhi Walker or was that Parker? Somebody took the Wildcat snap.
We apologize for the Middletown numbers ahead already. Back in the direct snap again.
That time I think it was Parker.
Yeah, I think you're right, Glenn. It was Parker there, and trying to get it to him again, but no lot of running room. So Sally's fool you once, but not going to fool him twice.
Right.
And they'll get him now second and long coming up here. But the Cavaliers are able to, Glenn, to get that first down of the ball game.
Yeah, they are. And you're right about those numbers. They're real tough. I don't know whether I've seen these jerseys. Of course, we did the Smyrna game when they were here, and I don't remember them having these jerseys. A little tough.
Say the town on the front. Pretty cool looking here for the Cavaliers. Sally's, of course, in the all-whites and the gold helmets. First Aid Ortho game of the week.
Ooh.
Here's the snap on 2nd and 11. Firing across the middle. Has a man at the 40, and he's going to be brought down inside the 35. A big catch that time. I believe it was number 2, B.J. Garrett. So many weapons on that Middletown offense.
Oh, and I see he throws a good ball, Phipps. He was doing it in warm-ups, and he threw a nice one there.
Got that man coverage on the outside. Took him on the deep post across the middle. Middletown putting together a drive on their second of the ball game. 1st and 10 from the Sally's 31.
They had an odd blitz on that play, too.
Phipps drops back, fires, looking for him again. Overshot him over the left shoulder, but a nice look there from the freshman. And now 2nd and 10 coming up, 8:05 here in the first.
I think that's a big key to this game, Nick. If he can be successful in the passing game, that really opens up things for those two running backs, Walker and Glover.
So now running across the field, this time will be Parker. In the slot to the top of the screen, slot to the right. Phipps in the gun on 2nd and 10. Hard count, Sally's not going to jump. Play call coming in from the sideline. Walker sitting behind Phipps. Parker in motion from right to left. Inside handoff to Walker. Dodges a defender, able to launch forward and pick up about 4 or 5. A nice chunk that time on the carry for Mekhi Walker.
Good blocking on the right side by the Cavs. Let's give credit to the center, Joseph Miniconzi. Morgan Davis, the right guard, and Dion Parker, the right tackle. Parker only a sophomore, Nick. Good size. Look how big that kid is. I walked out there on the field beforehand, and I stood next to him, and I looked way up.
And you're a pretty tall guy yourself, Glenn.
I'm about 6 feet.
Double slot now. Phipps as Parker now in the backfield. Now they'll shift out. Hand off to Parker. And Parker able to pick up about 2. So just trying to get some yardage to set up the Cavs in a 3rd and manageable.
Nice mixture on this drive of pass and run.
So that's actually going to be 4th down. Excuse me, I had the chains wrong on the. But it's going to be 4th and 4. And they attempt the field goal here, Glenn, or they leave the offense out on the field. Looks as though we'll see Phipps in the offense stay out.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit far out for Austin Ham. This would probably be about, a 44-yarder.
Well, they'll stick in the pistol. 4th and 4, a big play for the Cavaliers. Slot to the left side. Phipps on 4th down, need a big play, looking one-on-one coverage, and that's run up and caught for a touchdown. What a play on the outside by Darius Pope, and Phipps only needed 4 yards, Glenn, but instead he said, give me the 6 points, and he took him deep on the one-on-one coverage to the outside.
Talk about needing a 4th down play, wow. And Phipps was on the money there, a little bit of a jump ball situation, and Pope timed it perfectly. There's a reason he was one of our players to watch.
And he cashes in, and this freshman Max Phipps is looking good here through 2 drives for Middletown. A beautiful deep post to Parker that got him into Sally's territory, and then the big touchdown to Pope down the sideline. And all you got to do as a quarterback, especially a young one, Glenn, is give your guys a chance to make plays, and that is what Phipps is doing. Not only that, but putting the ball in a pretty spot there on that drive. The kick is up, and it is through. The lights are strobing, and the Cavaliers with a 7-0 lead.
That's a very impressive drive by the freshman against this Salesianum defense. And the young man can do nothing now but ooze with confidence the rest of this ball game, Nick.
And I'll tell you what, when you're going up against an undefeated state champ and a team that sits atop the rankings in Salesianum, you want to jump on the board early against that top defense in the state, and a huge touchdown for the Cavaliers to give them a 7-0 lead. And you talked about the confidence that it can give a team, maybe when you come into one here as an underdog, if you want to call Middletown that today. But 7-0 Cavaliers here early on. 6:42 still remaining in the first quarter. Now Glenn will look to the Sally's offense and see if they can come up with an answer.
Yeah, both teams 3 and out on the first drives, and then Middletown, a nice blend of getting to the edge with Parker, running it off right tackle with Glover and Mackay Walker, and then Phipps mixing it in there. 2 out of 3 on that drive for Phipps.
So, Glenn, we had a personal foul there on the extra point against Salesianum, so that is going to put the kickoff here for Middletown at the Sally's 45. So this one's going to be pretty much booted away into the back of the end zone.
Yeah,
shout out to Sean Green, who's filling us in there on the flag.
Yeah, it's almost like a 4-man crew up here, Nick.
That's right, gotta love that. So here we go in your first state Ortho game of the week. And what a start here from Cavalier Stadium.
Well, I think we just saw that Mr. Ham can be in range from the 45. That's a 55-yard boot that would have been good through the uprights.
So you take a look inside. Look, how about that camera work from Nick Halliday down on the field, taking you inside the huddle with Coach Gene Deldon and the Sows, looking to respond after that defense, giving up about a 75-yard drive for a touchdown.
Yep.
You don't see too many of those, right, against that Sally's defense. But here comes the Sows now offensively. Double slot once again for Brady McBride and company. 1st and 10 from their own 20. McBride. Quick handoff up the middle and able to lower his shoulder. I believe it was Odell Teal who gets his first work in the backfield. And that's a big, strong running back, Glenn, over there for the Sows.
Yeah, good pickup on first down there to get 5 yards. Now real manageable. Here they go, up-tempo.
Both teams sticking with that up-tempo here so far tonight. We'll call it 6 on the first down carry for Teal. Now they'll fake it, throw it out wide, and that one almost was jumped and taken for 6 as McBride tried to get it out into the flat to the running back.
They tried to get that to Jasir Gaiman, the wideout junior. Leads the team with 36 receptions and 4 touchdowns on the year. And I don't know who the D-back was there for Middletown. He almost came in there and picked that off.
Back to the double slot, Glenn. They're going to stick with the up-tempo now. 3rd and 5, a big third down coming up. 0 for 1 on third down today are the Sows. McBride, quick throw out to the flat and just overshot him to the sideline. Was looking for Vernal Gary. Instead, it falls incomplete, and 2 straight 3 and outs for the Sows offense as the Cavaliers came to play here to start this one.
It just looks like Brady McBride is just a touch off here early in the ballgame. That might be a little bit of adrenaline. You're a quarterback. What do you think about that?
I'll tell you what, it does give you a little adrenaline. Not only that, you have the team on Middletown go down. Now they're up 7-0. Not a lot of trailing for Sally so far this year. And you talked about the pressure early in the ballgame. They got to him on that first drive, and I think he might be feeling a little of that pressure.
Trying to get rid of the ball just a little bit too early.
So for the second time tonight, we'll see the Sows punt unit with 6:15 to go in the first. Not a lot of pressure. Easy boot away for Salesianum. Poison call here for Middletown. They want to get away from it. They do, and it'll roll out, or take a Sally's roll, I believe, or to midfield. So ball will be on the Middletown side of the 50 as we get the freshman Max Phipps out back for the Cavaliers. And you talked about him early on, Glenn. A very, very nice second drive there. Led them down the field for a score.
He throws a nice tight spiral. I noticed that in warm-ups down on the field. And, Nick, he looked really good in that drive. I take it back. I said he was 2 for 3. He was 2 for 2 in that drive. He had the incomplete on that first 3 and out.
Well, he's back out onto the field. And he had some pretty balls there. Middletown was able to find the one-on-one coverage there on that second drive and able to exploit it. Their receivers able to make some plays on some good throws.
And they caught Sally's in a blitz one time, too.
And now to be the Cavaliers offense back out. Phipps going to take another deep shot, looking for the sideline and just out of the arms. That time of John Parker, who seems to be the young freshman's favorite target early on.
I was keeping an eye on R.J. Johnson that time, the defensive end for Salesianum. And the left tackle, Colin Campbell, with a little help from the guard, Braden Phelps, did a really good job keeping him off the quarterback.
So in the backfield now will be Mackay Walker. He sits in the pistol behind Phipps on 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Two Cavaliers will roll from right to left, both tight ends to a strong formation to the left side.
Oh,
Hand off to
fumble.
Walker. Ball's loose. And it looks like the Sows have hopped on it. They're going to say they got it. And they did.
Looks like number
huge
19.
Play.
Number 19 comes up with that.
Able to jump on it there for Salesianum is number 19, Tyler Frampton, the senior, Glenn. And Middletown had all the momentum there. They scored the touchdown. They get the ball back, have good field position, and a turnover like that would be killer. A huge swing of momentum for the Sows, who come up with a huge play here early on.
Yeah, they surely did. It looked like a run blitz was on with the safety, and that disrupted the play.
So now Sally's offense right back out in the field. We'll see if they go for the quick strike. McBride looking deep, has a man, and he's got him. Billy Newman able to haul it in towards the sideline, I believe.
Yeah, inside the 20.
And again, right out of the vantage point, we got the screen set up in here, and the Salesianum going for that sudden change. Had a feeling Coach Deladon might take a shot on first down.
Boy,
First and 10
off.
now. They're going to go right back to the run. Hand off to Lego. He's met in the backfield, and he's hit hard and dropped for no gain. So 2nd and 10 coming up from the 22-yard line. 5:32 and ticking. Glenn, though, big play down the sideline to Newman.
Oh, it sure was. A nice pass from Brady McBride. I'm sure he talked to some of the offensive staff when they came off the field, and maybe they just gave him a little pep talk.
McBride back in the gun. They're going to hand it off this time to Teal, and he is walloped. Great push through the front of the trenches from the Cavaliers, and able to lay a boom at the line of scrimmage for another tackle for no gain, and 3rd down coming up.
Looked like getting in there was Neil Rose for Middletown, along with Jack Wilson.
Jack Wilson, what a player he has been throughout his high school career, starting at Red Lion, now here at Middletown. 3rd and 10 for the Sows, deep in the Cavs territory. McBride across the middle, has a man and overthrew him. It was Noah Mix running across the middle of the field, one-on-one. And McBride just a tad off, like you mentioned, Glenn, there again. And now 4th down coming up for Salesianum.
Yeah, again, I mean, that one long pass that he had about 23 yards to Newman was picture perfect.
Beautiful.
That one, like the other 3 incompletes, he's leading them too far.
Yeah, sailing on him just a little bit. And here we go, Glenn. 4th down for the Sows. They'll need 10. Got to get to the 6. McBride looking to run. Throws it back. Has a man towards the sideline. I believe it's Game On who's tackled at around the 2. Excuse me, it was Odell Teal out of the backfield. And that's going to be enough for a 1st down. And how about these big plays on the drive for Salesianum? They come up with the fumble. They get the big shot to Newman. And then a 4th and 10 conversion out of the backfield for Odell Teal.
They just got enough for the 1st down. Started to scramble a little bit. When he did that, McBride drew the defense in and then hit his secondary outlet over on the sideline.
Direct snap here for the Sows. I believe it was Teal. Did Middletown take the football? They're heading down the other side of the field. The referees are just looking at them. Is there a whistle?
I didn't hear anything.
We can't hear anything up here. Like Pat said earlier, it's a loud press box today for this one. But I think they're going to whistle this one dead after a short gain at the goal line. Clock will continue to run. Sally's offense will stick with the no huddle. So I believe it is Teal and Lego back there.
Yeah.
And Teal will be taking the snap. It's going to be a direct power for Teal. He's following Lego into the end zone. Can he get there? And it looks like the Cavaliers once again able to stop him inches short from that pylon, Glenn.
Yeah, this is a nice mix right here. Just go with a Wildcat, your 2 running backs in there, so you got a lead blocker into the hole.
I'll tell you what, Glenn, if I'm them, I'll do it again. They seem to be able to pick it up. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Can the Cavaliers come up with yet another stop at the goal line? The direct snap to Teal. Teal lowers the shoulder and flies into the end zone for 6. And now just an extra point away from tying this thing up are the Sows here on the road.
Well, they took advantage of a turnover, and that's what you're supposed to do. Good teams take advantage of mistakes, and they did it that time. They created a turnover and a fumble on a run blitz, and then a good pass down the field from McBride to Newman to set the whole thing up.
As Glenn mentioned, huge turnover, changed the momentum, sudden change. McBride able to hit Newman on the first offensive snap after the turnover. And then it ends with an Odell Teal direct snap for a touchdown. And now the extra point on the way for Sally's.
McBride's the holder.
Can do it all.
Yeah.
So snap good, hold is down, kick is up. And it is good. We are all tied at 7 with 3:20 to go in the first. It's your First Aid Ortho game of the week, because First Aid Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician assistants at 16 different locations, providing surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions and trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. They serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, many local rec and competitive leagues, plus many more. Their doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid, and urgent care centers for consult and treatment. Call 302-731-2888 or visit firstaidortho.com. Please mention you saw and heard us right here on Delaware Live Sports. And this is, of course, the game of the week. It's going to be a good one. It's lived up to the hype so far.
Yeah, it sure has. I mean, last week, I thought going into the week, legitimately 4 teams that could win the 3A state title. Sussex Central likes to run the ball in the wing T. Appo doesn't have much of a running attack. They're maybe the best passing team in the state over top of Smyrna. And then these two mirror each other.
Back underway now. A direct kick going to be fielded at the 15. Some momentum in front of him. He's going to shot out of a cannon. Able to run a defender over and out near midfield with a huge return for the Cavaliers. Going to give them some momentum, I believe, was Hanif Miller.
Great return. Sets them up right where they were after the last exchange, right at midfield.
Exactly the same spot and not an inch different for the Middletown offense. A lot of action here in the first, Glenn. We still got 3:12 to go here in the opening quarter.
And it's hard to catch your breath there, Nick, because both are going hurry up.
That's true, right? No huddling here today. And a bad day to forget the binoculars. So
got a pair
first
down
and
here.
10. Oh, Glenn's a lifesaver. He does it all, everything. Glenn can do it all. So let's see what the Middletown can do now. Phipps back in the pistol.
Oh,
Miller has a hole. Miller to the sideline and pushed out of bounds, but a new set of downs coming up for the Cavs.
Wow, what a big hole on the left side. Let's give credit to Colin Campbell and Braden Phelps opening up the big hole. You could have drove a truck through that one.
Offensive line getting a good push for Middletown here in the opening quarter of action. Pistol once again for the Cavs on first and 10. A little movement and another turnover almost coming up. And my goodness, that would have been disastrous for Middletown, and how much of an underrated play it was for Phipps to hop back on that football.
Yeah, that's a heady play from the freshman. Don't try to do anything fancy with it. Just back there and cover it up. They're going to take a big loss, though.
L.J. Smith came flying
Had
through.
a penalty, Nick.
And there was a reason L.J. Smith came flying through. He was offside, and that's why.
Well,
I'll tell you what, you're helping me out here. We got Sean on my left. We got a great crew in here today, but an offside call on L.J. Smith, and I thought he came quick across that line of scrimmage. Just a tad too quick, Glenn.
There you go. Good call by you. Fortunate there for Middletown because they were going to have second down at 22.
Darius Pope now in the backfield alongside Glover. Slot to the left side. Parker is in the slot. Phipps looking that way. He's going to fire. Has Parker, who goes up and gets it, but it's going to be for a short gain.
They're going to mark him down close to the 26.
So forward progress will give him about 3 yards, but that was first down after the offside. So now you're looking at second and very short here for the Middletown offense, approaching the 2-minute mark of the first.
Well, we tried to help you out with those numbers because between number 4 Glover and number 1 Walker and number 5 Miller, there's not much of a difference there.
It's now Garrett and Parker to the top, Pope to the left, and now Walker in the pistol behind Phipps. Parker, a lot of motion tonight. It's going to be an inside handoff to Glover.
On the tackle was Roman Trubiano, the junior linebacker from the South.
So Walker is stopped on the second and short carry for no gain. And as the clock continues to run in the first, it's going to be a third down and short. So, Glenn, if you're the Cavaliers, you're most likely thinking 2-down territory here.
I think so. Listen, the kicker has a good leg.
Yeah.
So it all depends on how much confidence Coach Blum has in Austin Ham. Well, let's see what happens first.
B.J. Garrett wide, Miller in the slot to the near side.
Looks like official timeout, but it looks like they have John Parker, the wideout, in the backfield to receive this handoff and the Wildcat.
B.J. Garrett will walk off the field, head down, and issue the official sending him off. Maybe an equipment issue.
Probably. They talked extensively with both coaches before.
And now
the
a
game.
new quarterback in. It's going to be a direct snap on 32 to Parker, and he's got nowhere to go.
He might have lost a yard.
That's not what you want on 3rd and short when you know you're going to go for it on 4th down. And that's going to be a loss of 3. And now, Glenn, you really got to think here if you're Coach Blum. 4th and about 5. And it looks like we're going to see the offense stay out on the field.
I think you're right. Well, work for him in the touchdown drive. We'll see what happens here.
And we saw Sally's convert a 4th and 10 from the 16 on their scoring drive.
Yeah.
So with 25 seconds left in the quarter, I believe they're going to have to get a playoff unless they reset that play clock.
Yeah, it's down to 17. We'll see.
Middletown is acting as if they can run it out here. I don't either, Sean, so we'll see.
Oh, there's the count by the back judge. Middletown's got to call a timeout.
So interesting timeout here. They're going to let the clock run down to 3 seconds. They'll call a timeout. We'll stay right here on the air, 7-7 between Salesianum, your top-ranked team in Class 3A, and now taking on the number 4-ranked 6-1 Middletown Cavaliers. And Glenn, just to recap for everyone, if you're just joining us, it was Middletown got the ball first, 3 and out. Sally's followed with a 3 and out of their own, and then Phipps able to find a few big plays in the passing game for Middletown on that second drive. A few big ones. They get a scoring or a touchdown there. 7-7 on the deep ball, or 7-0 on the deep ball to Pope, and then Sally's answers. Sally's actually punted again, Glenn, and then off a turnover, able to score their touchdown.
Yeah, it was the second possession for the Sal's was another 3 and out. But then they got it going after they got a little momentum recovering that fumble, and that kind of ignited them. Last night, Nick, we had 3 games in the state. Polytech beat Seaford 28-7. It was Christiana 57-6 over Dickinson. They are looking to make their first tournament appearance since 1994.
I'll tell you what, that's something else.
And the other score, Charter edged out McCain 7-6.
I grew up over there by Christiana High School, and I had a few friends that had gone to Christiana actually that lived, right by me in my neighborhood, et cetera. And again, no success like they're experiencing this year, so I really like to see it. But here we go down the field, 7 seconds, 4th and 4. Miller leaving in motion. Now one-on-one coverage. Looking down the sideline was Phipps, but he overthrew him on 4th down, and the Sal's able to come up with a stop. He was looking for B.J. Garrett, who was one-on-one on the outside.
Yeah, he was. I think he had the secondary man beat, too, but just a little off on that play.
Yeah, had a step on him. That'll take us to the end of the first quarter. A lot of action, 7-7 between Sally's and Middletown. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're heading to the second here from Cavalier Stadium on Delaware Live Sports.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
And welcome back inside Delaware Live Sports. Salesianum in Middletown 7-7 as we start quarter number 2. McBride looking deep to start. It's got a man who's got a step, and he finds him. And brought down at the 30. The deep ball over the top to Billy Newman. His second big catch in the first quarter. And that one is good for a huge gain, about 40.
Yeah, I think I counted a 50 if they were on the 25. So big play, and here we go.
Up tempo, they'll stick with an offense right back on the line of scrimmage. Inside handoff to Aiden Lego. Lego has a hole. He's going to show off the speed. Spins off a tackler, and he's going to be brought down inside the 5 in 2 plays. Good for about 70 yards for Salesianum after the 4th down stop from the defense.
Wow, how about a 50-yard pass play and a 28-yard run?
Right back to the line of scrimmage, looking to punch it in a matter of 40 seconds. McBride in the gun, inside handoff to Lego. Lego finds pay dirt, and he's in. And in the blink of an eye, the Salesianum offense goes 75 yards for the leading touchdown and are an extra point away from taking a 7-point lead. Glenn, that was fast.
It was real fast. I don't know what they talked about over there between quarters.
Flag and laundry down on the field, so a late whistle. And we'll see if this will be something after the play or.
Yeah.
So most likely going to be after the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Salesianum. So it'll be after the play. The touchdown will stand. So Aiden Lego with 2 carries, about 30 yards and a touchdown, and then another beautiful ball over the top. And it didn't look like they had a man-to-man. They had the safety over the top, but Billy Newman able to outrun them both.
At double coverage, yeah. And it just, he outran them to that football. Good throw by Brady McBride. Hit him in stride.
Beautiful throw by McBride to get things started. But once again, all started with the defense on a 4th and 4 stop at the last play of the first quarter. The Sally's offense was out on the first play of the second quarter, and that was the big play to Billy Newman. So extra point coming up after the unsportsmanlike, I believe, going to be put on the field.
Yeah, William Christopher kick in. It's usually Sebastian Hess.
So Christopher came out last week in the game for Salesianum. Maybe Hess not 100% or just something to keep an eye on. Here's the extra point. Again, moments away here. 11:26 to go in the second. Kick is up, and it's blocked. Cavaliers blocked it. Can't advance it in high school.
No.
But the block will save a point for the Cavaliers. So 13-7, Glenn. And we talked about it, I believe, a 4-play, 80-yard drive for Salesianum that took about 35 seconds off the clock. And we know they had one of the best defenses come in. Obviously, we know about the offense as well, but that just shows you how high-powered it can be when things are flowing right for the Sows.
And an interesting opening half for Brady McBride. He was not in sync with his receiving core early on. He was leading them too far, but I tell you what, he had the touch on that one. That was a great pass to Newman, caught him in stride, and then Lego in the very next play almost scored from about 30 yards out. Got a couple of scores for you. Early in the second quarter, it's Cape Henlopen 14, Smyrna 8. And how about this one? Near the end of the first quarter, Appo trails Hodson 7-0.
How about that? The battle of the maroon with Appo and Hodson. Again, you always wonder how a team will rebound, right? Appo loses a tough one to Salesianum last week. Got to get those guys back up and ready for this one. So looking for a spot from Appo Hodson. A very good season, though, for the Silver Eagles this year.
They've been kind of a hard team to figure out.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, ever since we saw C.J. Henry and Lolly and those guys bring home that state title years ago. Squib kick after the big penalty from the Sows, going to be fielded at the 40. And once again, brought out near midfield. This is the 3rd straight possession for Middletown, Glenn, where they've started out near midfield. They've had great field position tonight.
They have, and you got to start taking advantage of that. They gave the ball up on downs. They turned the ball over on a fumble. And, of course, the drive before that was the touchdown drive. So, hey, close ball game, 1 possession. See if Cavaliers can get back on the beat here.
You see Nick Halliday bringing you inside the sideline with Middletown here as the offense heads back out onto the field. B.J. Garrett and John Parker in the slot here to the near sideline. It's an inverted trips look with the flanker to the near side. That is number 4, Amari Glover. Deep motion for Parker. It's going to be a fake. Now throwing out to the flat. They get it in the hands of Glover. Glover with some open space in the flat. Lowers his shoulder, takes a hit, pushed down at the 39.
Looks like they're going to give him an extra yard to the 38. So that goes for 14 yards.
Another nice, easy throw for the freshman quarterback. That's what you want to do, right? When you got a young quarterback, get some rhythm throws. And that was a good one for Phipps, who didn't seem like he needed many rhythm throws to get started early on. Took some big shots and hit them on that second drive. Middletown now trailing 13-7, looking to answer that quick scoring drive from the Sows. Phipps, hands off. Glover up the middle, Miller off tackle, picks up about 3 or 4 on first down.
And with another flag.
There we go. Pat able to haul it in, see it for us. A flag on the field. Glenn, it looks like Pat is going to be holding. And that's a penalty. First one for Middletown, I believe, so far tonight. That's going to back them up on first down.
Yeah, after Miller gained only a couple of yards. Well, we'll have to see how Middletown, how they fare now they're behind the chains. And I don't think they've been there yet tonight. They had a big missed exchange between center and quarterback a few moments ago. and it would have given them a second down and 22, but the penalty bailed them out there.
I want to shout out to one of my teammates at St. Mark's tuning in, Ryan Barlow. They just sent me a text there. His nephew playing tackle Braden Phelps today for Middletown. So great to see and hear from Ryan, who's checking in and tuning in all to the action.
We've called his name a
here
few
tonight.
times.
That's right, 11:03 after the penalty. 1st and 20 for the freshman Phipps in Middletown. He'll have Walker to the left, Glover to the right. Quick throw out to Parker at the 50. Parker going to have to make somebody miss and able to get maybe a yard or two as he caught that one 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage and able to get 4 total, make it a net gain of about 1.
Salesianum's doing a good job. They're mirroring, I think, Parker. They got one guy on him, and then they're picking up another D-back. They were both right there waiting. There wasn't any blocking in front for that little screen.
Pope out with B.J. Garrett and Parker. Trips to the near sideline. It's Mekhi Walker to the left of Phipps on 2nd and 19. Phipps, here comes some pressure. Fires in and out of the reach of B.J. Garrett on the slant across the middle. It was tipped up into the air, but uncatchable for everyone on the field. And now we'll have a 3rd and very long 3rd and 19 with 10-12 for the Cavaliers.
I'll tell you what, Nick, if Middletown can keep this thing close in this first half and not let this get out of hand against the top-ranked Sal's, go into the locker room at halftime, talk things over, see what worked for you, what didn't work. And I'm very impressed with this freshman quarterback.
Yeah, again, you're not sure what you're going to get right here from a freshman coming in a game like this. You are at home, that'll help a little bit, but that doesn't change who's on the other side of the football. That is maybe the best defense in the state of Delaware, and I say maybe, I mean it is.
Yeah.
3rd and 19 for the freshman. Phipps out of the gun. Pump fake, still has it, looking, fires across his body, and that ends up in the hands of, I believe, Pope, who hauls it in near the initial line of scrimmage, which was out near the 38-yard line. So now you're looking at 4th and 10, and maybe a decision for some, but we'll see what Coach Blum decides to do. Punt unit coming on. They're going to see if they can pin the Sal's deep in their own territory.
Yeah, turn things over to the defense and see if the defense can make some adjustments on Salesianum. So Austin Ham coming in to punt. He's one of the best punters, I think, in the state. The senior does a fantastic job. Got Lego back deep.
Lego coming off the touchdown on the previous drive. This is a short kick. It's going to take a Sally's hop forward. It's going to be down at the 20, so that's where the Sal's will take over with 9:14 to go here in half number 1. 13-7 lead. Of course, the last time we saw the Salesianum offense, it was a 4-play, 80-yard drive that took about 35 seconds off the clock.
Yeah. Certainly impressive drive engineered by Brady McBride. Spread that defense out when they go 2-by-2 with the receivers and hope they can open up a hole up front.
Well, they'll do it once again. Double slot for Brady McBride. Teal sits to his left. And here's the first down play. Quick throw out, has his man, gets it over to Game On. Game On powering forward and carrying a Middletown Cavalier defender after a gain of 15.
Well, the Sal's offense starting to click on all cylinders now as, again, they go quick.
Gaiman came in with 36 catches on the year. Handoff to Teal, makes a guy miss, trying to get to the sideline instead, going to try to cut it back, but the Cavaliers were ready and able to bring down Teal for a tackle for loss.
That might be Neil Rose again in there on the stop. Big nose tackle. The junior's doing a great job for Cavaliers this year, and now we got official timeout.
And they're going to send Odell Teal off the field. And, Glenn, we've done, again, many games, obviously, this season. We're seeing that more than ever, at least here in 24-25.
Like I say, the head referee gathered with Zach Blum and Gene Deladon before the game, and he talked a lot about that.
Double slot once again for the up-tempo Brady McBride and Salesianum offense. 8:30 and ticking here in the first half, a 13-7 lead for the Souths. They fake the screen. Now they'll set it up to the other side. They get it into the hands of Lego. And Lego with an opening, able to get back some of that lost yardage on the previous play, and now that's going to set up a 3rd and short for the Sally's offense. That's what you want as a play caller and Gene Deladon here on 2nd down.
Yeah, that went for about 12 yards. Great block that time to spring him loose by number 51, the left tackle, Gusevich.
Trips to the top now. Newman is out wide. He's been the go-to guy on these balls over the top. Quarterback power for McBride. They need 3 yards. He's going to get it. So they needed 3. They'll get 4. And a new set of downs out near midfield for Salesianum.
Yeah, once again, I want to point out Luke Gusevich, the senior left tackle. He sealed off 2 defenders to allow Lego to get into the flat and get open for that big gain.
You know, we need to have a pancake segment, Glenn. That's what we need to do. We don't have to Pat get his best pancakes. McBride dropping back on 1st down. Here comes the pressure, able to escape. McBride, eyes down the field, finds Billy Newman. Newman hauls it in, tackled inside the 30, and number 6 in white seems to be the go-to guy for Brady McBride.
That one goes for 20 yards. I think that's his 3rd reception of the game.
Up-tempo, don't blink, Glenn. I'll tell you what. Right back at the line, out of the gun, inside handoff to Aiden Lego. And Lego able to pick up about 5 on 1st down. And now we're seeing the Sally's offense get into a rhythm. They're starting to find themselves here in the 2nd quarter.
They're starting to flex their muscle up front and control the line of scrimmage. The tackle that time was by Anai Bernie Green, the senior cornerback.
Double slot again for the Sals here on 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard carry from Lego. This time they'll hand it off to Teal, a hole at least for a second. It closed up quickly, though. And he'll pick up about 3 or 4.
Yeah, let's see where they spot him. Looks like it might be 3. But so far, since the first couple of possessions when they went 3 and out, Salesianum has been moving the ball.
Yes. They found that rhythm, at least here at this moment. Double slot again on 3rd and 3, 2-down territory, you would imagine here for Coach Deladon and the Sals. Double slot formation. Teal to the right of Brady McBride. McBride fires, miscommunication.
Yeah, I would say.
As I believe he was looking on the wheel, so they had him on the wheel, but McBride thought he was going to get it to him in the flat.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a quarterback call pre-snap, or maybe that was a call in the huddle. Either way, falls incomplete.
Got another update for you, Nick. Boy, a barn burner at Smyrna. It's now 16-14, Eagles over Cape.
Oh, that's a fun one. Double slot now here on 4th down. So after the incompletion, the Sals will need 2 yards to keep the drive going. They've been great on 4th down tonight. Inside handoff to Odell Teal. He's hit hard. It's going to be close. He got right to the sticks.
Well, the one side judge has him marked just inside the 20. The other one has him closer to the 19.
Big call coming up. Middletown not too decisively pointing the other direction. Usually you see that when you come up with a big stop. I think both teams are unsure, and it looks like it's going to be a 1st down for Salesianum.
Yeah, the white hat gave it to him. That's our head referee, Elmore Smith.
That's a good job, Glenn. That gives me a time to go through the referees. You heard Elmore Smith, our umpire Dan O'Connor, linesman Bill Nichols tonight, lines judge Fran Burster, back judge Roger Jerez, and clock operator Tom Kazamarchuk up here in the press box with us. So new set of downs after the 4th down conversion. McBride looking across the middle for Newman, and just out of his extended reach. McBride could have had 6 more.
Again, back to just leading that receiver just a little bit too far. But do you think the collective sideline for Middletown's going, Newman? Him again?
Newman. I'll tell you what. They might put somebody over the top of him shortly.
He might have to draw a triple team.
Well, trips now to the top of the screen on 2nd and 10. McBride, of course, in the gun. Quarterback power.
Nice
and on the quarterback power, able to pick up maybe a yard or 2. Not a lot of running room there on 2nd down, Glenn.
Couldn't tell who was in there on the stop. It might have been Malachi Stewart, the middle linebacker. But good one-on-one stop, regardless.
Well, Glenn, you hear the cowbells. That means it's a big play coming up. 3rd and 10. McBride, quick snap, looking, has a man wide open. It's Vernal Gary, and he hauls it in.
That was a perfect play. Got him right in the corner of the end zone.
Oh, excuse me, it was Noah Mix. who catches it in. It was the goal line fade. It was wide open. And Brady McBride lays it in the breadbasket on another big play, Glenn. 3rd and long, and the Sallies convert for a touchdown.
Second touchdown pass of the game. And that one was just perfectly executed.
5:39 to go in the opening half, 19-7. The Sal's have extended this lead, but Middletown has had some chances. A fumble turnover early in the ball game, and then a big couple conversions on 4th down for Sallies. So they're going to go for 2.
Yeah.
It's the pistol with Teal behind him.
I take it back. That's his first touchdown pass. The other 2 were both short runs by the Sal's.
And they were going to go for 2 here, Glenn, but now some confusion out on the field. So it's going to be a false start. So a flag on the field against the Sal's, and that'll most likely change the methodology here for Coach Deladon.
You would think. Here comes a couple of different personnel. Yep, 3 different players coming in. So, yeah, I didn't see the flag, but I saw our head referee, Elmore Smith, signal the illegal procedure call.
Well, excuse me, they're going to still go for 2 here after the blocked extra point.
They brought more receivers in.
So not going to scare off Coach and the Sal's offense with the false start penalty. Untimed down here for the 2-point conversion. Double slot. McBride looking. Comes the pressure. Wide open, fires to the far side of the field. Has him. Did he get in?
Yeah.
He's in.
That's game on.
He started in the backfield. He leaked out to the flat, but as the pressure came for McBride and he was able to escape it, he turned it up the field, found himself wide open, and McBride able to make the throw, and the 2-point conversion successful, 21-7, Salesianum.
I think you see right now what's happening. I said since those 2 early possessions by Salesianum, they're starting to win the line in the trenches on both sides of the ball.
That's where it starts.
Yeah.
And
can't get any pressure on McBride. Middletown's been unable to get pressure on him.
And you saw it early on, a little pressure, able to get to him on that first drive, but they have tightened things up, and he has settled in spectacularly here in the second quarter. His first touchdown pass, as we mentioned, Glenn, but he had passes that set them up for the other touchdown runs, as you alluded to earlier. So touchdowns on the ground from Aiden Lego and Odell Teal, and then one over the top to Noah Mix on the fade route, and that takes us 21-7. So Middletown started with a 7-0 lead. They even had the ball at the 50 with a 7-0 lead, and since then it's been 21 unanswered for your defending state champions.
That fumble kind of turned things around, gave Salesianum the momentum, and they have rode Old Mo ever since.
So now if you're Middletown in the offense, you need to find an answer here. You got to stop the bleeding because this Sally's offense is rolling. So it's going to be Christopher here now back out on the field. We'll have to check on Hess.
Yeah, really.
But he'll be set to boot it away.
Cool.
And another short kick. It's going to be hauled in at the 40, actually. And breaking a tackle, staying on his feet, and then brought down outside the 40. So once again, Glenn, on 4 straight possessions, the Cavaliers have started outside of their own 40-yard line.
This is probably the worst field position
It
they've had
is.
to start
You're right, it
drive.
is.
Wow. So I want to give you another update again. But some big 3A action going on tonight. Cape and Smyrna, that's a big battle for second place behind Sussex Central in District 2 of 3A. And Smyrna has the lead right now, 16-14. Our thanks to Earl Biddle for updating us. It was a 51-yard touchdown pass from Marks to Eric Dorsey.
Shootouts tonight. So Glover to the right of Parker, who is in the direct snap. Parker going to try to get to the outside. He is run down. And running him down near the sideline was Jacob Urban, the 6'1", 200-pound senior linebacker. Well, how about that? He showed some speed from the big linebacker on that one.
You know he showed some speed to track down Parker. And I'm sure John Parker's not going to be too happy that he got run down in the backfield.
Great read and reaction that time from the linebacker, Jacob Urban. That's going to be a tackle for loss, a loss of about 2 And now 2nd and 12 coming up as we tick down under the 5-minute mark here of the half.
And Middletown's got to find a way to keep this ball for the remainder of the half, whether they score or not, Nick.
So on first down, Middletown choosing to go with the Wildcat there. Now we'll see the freshman Phipps back out. The lefty drops back out of the shotgun pressure, has to get rid of it, and he'll throw it away. I don't see a receiver in the area. Sally's is looking for an intentional grounding call, and it will come out.
Yep. They have been just rushing 3 down linemen, but that time they brought a couple of linebackers and put the blitz on, and Phipps just couldn't handle that. Neither could the offensive line from Middletown.
Actually, excuse me, they're going to change it. I think this is going to be intentional grounding. Yeah.
Right, there's the intentional grounding call.
Yep, so that's what we expected.
Loss of down.
So that is going to lose the down. Sorry, excuse me, but
yeah.
4:38 now to go.
Well, that's not going to help Middletown's cause to keep the ball for the rest of the half. They're going to have to really pull one out here, pull the rabbit out of the hat. And we're going towards Townsend, so it's 3rd down and Townsend right now.
Phew, yeah, look at that. On the scoreboard, it's labeled as 3rd and 27. So we'll see. And this was a big drive, as we talked about after the score for Middletown. Not the way you wanted to start this one.
Yeah.
After the intentional grounding, trips to the top of the screen. Phipps and the Cavaliers need a big play on 3rd and a mile. Quick throw. He has a man with a step, but overthrew him out of play. Another tough throw for the freshman. Did have a safety over the top, but the receivers on the outside did have a step on the defenders. And now 4th and 30 coming up, Glenn. We're going to see that punt unit.
I saw B.J. Garrett, who was the outside receiver before the snap, motioning to Phipps, saying, hey, I got one-on-one coverage out here. I can beat this guy. Well, I think he did, but unfortunately Phipps couldn't connect with him. That ball was uncatchable, thrown out of bounds.
And that's where a few of these ones have been lately. They've been trying to hit the deep ball a lot here tonight, and that's either going to be feast or famine. That's the way that goes, and it's been famine as of late for the Cavaliers.
Plenty of time for Salesianum to add another score.
Well, they scored in 35 seconds a few drives ago, so you're absolutely right, Glenn. Very dangerous at any point on the field with any time on the clock. And now a whistle, and it looks like it's going to be a full start against the Cavaliers.
Back Ham up even more then. Like I said, Nick, at the top of the broadcast, I don't want to slate anybody else in 3A, but I think legitimately there's 4 teams that have a good shot at a state title in Class 3A. Yeah. Sussex Central and that wing T offense, which nobody sees anymore. Appo with that passing attack they have, and these 2 teams. And tonight, Salesianum has just proven to me that they're probably deserving of that number 1.
I mean, just a remarkable last couple of years for the Sal's under Coach Deladon, and that one almost got blocked. Either way, it's going to be fantastic field position. Might as well maybe have gone for it on 4th and 30. That's the way that punt is gone, and Salesianum has turned the tide here in the second quarter, and now we'll have a flag once again down on the field. So we'll wait and hear the call upcoming, but things are really starting to trend the Sal's direction.
Pressure was coming off the edge. I don't know whether the special teamer for Salesianum actually got a finger or a hand
close.
on
Yeah,
that.
not sure.
But
I don't think it would be roughing or running into the kicker. I didn't see that, maybe.
Hold on the defense.
Okay. So a hold against Salesianum here with 4:22 on the 4th down and 30 punt. So either way, they will most likely be able to repunt it, which is what you want to do at the least if you're Middletown, because that was about a net gain of 4 yards.
Yeah, they definitely want to get Austin Ham back out there again and the special teamers. Now, they got to make an adjustment on that left edge there and not let that special teamer for the Sal's get a good rush.
So we'll do it again. Take 2 on the punt, most likely. Officials still down on the field getting together, discussing this one.
Sebastian might want to get this one off a little quicker, not take so much time.
Even if it's a quick kick, you just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, get it out of there. He's got a good leg.
But the Cowbells have been quiet here in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And again, it is senior night here tonight at Middletown. All the seniors being honored before the game.
Yeah, if you go to our Twitter site, you'll see a picture of the senior cheerleaders who were generous enough to take a photo earlier on. Well, what?
Yeah, long discussion down. They're just trying to figure out the ins and outs, right? A lot to talk about depending on what the call is.
Yeah.
But let's kind of just, and here we'll get the call now.
The official is mic'd up, but I don't know whether we can really hear him that well.
So the hold is going to give them a 10-yard advance here.
Now,
4th and 30 to 4th and 20.
yeah, and there's Elmore Smith, the referee, talking to head coach Zach Blum of Middletown. I don't see any other call after that hold call.
And again, if they're doing what they're doing, it should be after the play. So it's going to be first down Salesianum. It was a call, I guess, after the whistle. So it's going to be Sally's offense that will have it first and 10 from the 35-yard line.
Wow.
So it would be basically a hold on the return. So as if Sally's had the ball, it was basically, you could call it a hold on the return for Salesianum. So just going to be a 10-yard penalty.
And with only 4:20, with still 4:22 to go,
Yeah,
I should
so
say,
we
the way
figured it out,
Salesianum
right?
scores.
Everybody figured it out, and now the Sally's offense back out onto the field. Glenn, and I'm willing to bet you they don't huddle here on this drive.
Yeah, I don't think so. Their line's doing a great job. That's Cam Black, Austin Schweiger, Brady Smith, Anthony Spinato, and Lucas Evich.
They're going to throw. Straight drop back out of the gun for McBride on first down. Evades the pressure, but couldn't evade it a second time. Brought down on the sack. That's the big fella,
Cameron Lumpkin.
Lumpkin.
I
The
tell you
senior
what,
D-end.
they only rushed 3, so they put everybody back in coverage, but the offensive line gave him all day. That's a coverage sack there.
No huddle after the loss. 2nd and 17 for McBride and company. Double slot with Mix and Gaiman here to the near side. Gary and Newman to the far. McBride fires. That one might have been intercepted. And it hit the ground. It looked clean from here, but the referee had a better viewpoint than we did. It was jumped on the route by Chase Roden, the junior linebacker safety. Plays that bandit roll on the defense, and they're going to say it hit the ground.
Yeah, that would have been a big turnover, and the first one that Salesianum, first mistake for them. Cowbells are out.
There they are, 3:46, 3rd and 17. The Cavaliers looking for a big stop. McBride steps up in the pocket, has all day to throw. McBride now past the line of scrimmage, going to have to turn and run, and he's brought down after a short gain, so the Cavaliers able to catch him. And now we'll see what Coach Deladon decides to do. Punt unit most likely going to come on, and the Cavaliers with the first stop defensively in a while.
Yeah, they needed one in a bad way. To go down by 3 scores going into the locker room would not have been good. But now, depending on what happens with field position, Nick, plenty of time for the Cavaliers to get down the field.
There you hear the holding chants from the Middletown fans here in front of us. They're starting a holding chant here in front of us. And they're going to punt it away. So you talked about it, Glenn, and if you're Middletown, it'll take a Middletown hop at least a few yards. They're going to start at, I believe, the 10-yard line. So not great field position, but you got 2 minutes and 45 seconds to work with. You've got some big playmakers. You can strike, you have the capability, I should say, to strike quickly if you're Middletown. But you haven't scored since that first 7-0 lead you took early in the first quarter. But here you are. If you're able to score here, you cut it, like you said, 21-14. You're right in this game. This is a big drive, even though you're pinned back deep for Middletown here. Let's see what they could do.
Yeah, and they have to be careful, too, not to commit any more mistakes, turnovers, commit a penalty, and get pushed back behind the chains, and then give Salesianum great field position with a little bit of time left. So it's an important drive here, at least to keep it at a 2-score deficit. And
like you said, you got to kind of tailor that line, right? You don't want to come out here, throw 3 incompletions, take 10 seconds off the clock, then give it back to that Sally's high-powered offense.
There you go.
So let's see. And first down is always big in these scenarios.
Looks like Curran in the game now, quarterback.
And we have a whistle. The ball was actually loose.
I think, isn't that number 15 in there now?
I believe Phipps is still in. And a full start going to go against Middletown. But Phipps is still in at quarterback,
Okay.
at least for the moment. And I know that because I believe of the binoculars you gave me.
I was going to say, you got the binoculars.
So it is Phipps.
Well, we just talked about not committing a penalty and get behind the chains, and they do it the first play.
And that has killed them the last few drives, and that is exactly what you did not need here to begin this one, already deep in your own territory. 1st and 15 is Middletown now behind the sticks. Handoff up the middle.
Nice run.
And a nice run is right, able to pick up about 6 yards on the carry. That time was Glover. And haven't seen that out of the run game too much here today for Middletown. Able to find a nice chunk there on first down. They get back the penalty yards plus a few more.
Yeah, give him a gain of about 6 or 7 yards there after that penalty. Good blocking up front, and a great job of shifty running that time by Glover. He moved left and right. He was juking right through the line to get extra yardage. Middletown taking their time.
They are indeed. Clock continues to run, approaching the 2-minute mark. Now running back to either side of Phipps, who sits in the shotgun on 2nd and 8. Ball at the Middletown 15-yard line. Deep motion and another penalty coming up.
Yep.
Or no, it's going to be a timeout. Maybe
Yeah.
Coach Blum was worried about the play clock,
Yeah.
and he'll call a timeout. I believe he'll have one left. So 1:51 to go, Glenn, here in the first half. It's your First State Orthopedics game of the week. Number 1 Sally's taking on number 4 Middletown Glen. And we talked about it already. Just to recap, if you just joined us, it was Middletown 7-0 as Nick taking you inside the huddle for the Cavaliers on the sideline. 7-0. Middletown struck first. They even had the ball back at midfield.
Yeah.
Up 7-0. A crucial fumble on that drive led to a quick score from Sally's, and then from that point forward, it's been all Sal's. A 21-0 unanswered run here in the first half, and then Middletown able to get the ball back here with about 3 minutes to go in the half, and then that penalty puts them behind the sticks.
Yeah.
And now here we are at 2nd and 8.
You know, you said you were at the 2-minute mark just seconds ago, and I thought, well, you know, how interesting this year. College football has a 2-minute warning in the first half.
And they will tell you one thing, they won't let you call it the 2-minute warning. It's not allowed. They are very, very into that.
What do they call it? The 2-minute
2-minute timeout. That's what they want. And again,
okay.
it's kind of hard because that's
Ooh.
impossible. And there's a crease up the middle. Middletown looking to answer quickly. It's Miller down inside the 15.
Wow, and a touchdown saving tackle made. Running right with him, number 5 for Salesianum, Javian Burrell, or that was going for 6.
From the 2-minute timeout to a huge run from Hanif Miller. And with the momentum all the way to the south side, some of it creeping back here to the near sideline and with the Cavaliers. 1:30 and ticking, 1st and 10, 21-7. Phipps in the shotgun.
72-yard run.
Wow. Parker in motion from left to right. Hand off, and this time Miller is slammed to the ground. And guess who? It's number 10.
Welcome to the game. R.J. Johnson said, Hanif, you had the big one. You ain't getting another one.
We said it earlier, fool me once, okay. Not going to fool me twice. And now 1:05 and ticking, and this is now some big plays coming up here for Middletown with now less than a minute to go as they are looking for a score, and they need one.
Yeah.
And they need one desperately here.
When we did the Harvest Bowl here with Middletown and Smyrna a couple of weeks ago, Miller wasn't available to play. But he's shown me he deserves to be in there.
That was some burst up the middle. Phipps going to throw it here. Fires, has a man. He's hit a little early where there'll be a flag. And I think one came from the sideline.
The intended receiver was number 2, Darius Pope.
And again, it was close. It was a bang-bang play, but it might have been just a tad early.
Yeah, it was B.J. Garrett, the intended receiver.
And it will be pass interference. You mentioned it, Glenn, looking for B.J. Garrett across the middle.
All right, one timeout left for Middletown, right? We think?
I believe so.
Yeah, they don't show it on the scoreboard.
So it's going to be an automatic first down, and now 36 seconds on the clock for the Cavaliers to try to punch this one in and take some momentum into the locker room.
Not an automatic first.
Second down. They'll go half the distance, I believe.
Yeah. Now a timeout for the Sal's, I think.
Time to digest this here, guys. So first down, we talked about it, Glenn, 2:45. Middletown gets the ball at their own 10-yard line with 2:45 to go. The first play, before the first play, Glenn, they're backed up with a penalty. And then a huge run, 70-plus yards for Hanif Miller. Really got this crowd and this Middletown offense going. And now it's crunch time. 21-7, 36 seconds. Middletown with the ball at the Salesianum 8-yard line. And if you're Coach Blum and the Cavaliers, you need 6 here.
Oh, yeah. This would be a huge momentum lift for them going into the locker room to cut this to a one-possession game. And that big run just ignited everybody, including the stadium.
You're absolutely right about that. They were looking for something to cheer about. They certainly got it there. But it is not going to be easy to score on this Salesianum defense no matter where you are. So you're going to have 3 downs, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th here for Middletown from the Sally's 8. Not going to be easy for the Cavaliers to find at the end zone here. But they are in one of the best positions they've been all first half.
All right, I'm going to head downstairs because we're going to get defensive coordinator for Salesianum, Paul Warlow, at half.
Well, we'll get to talk to the New York Jet here in about 36 seconds. Middletown. Direct snap to Mekhi Walker. Walker tries to get outside. He gets inside the 10-yard line, and then he's tackled. And that's going to be the last timeout, I believe, for Coach Blum and Middletown. So they'll pick up about 2 yards, I believe, maybe 1. And then with 28 seconds to go, they'll have 2 downs to get to the 2-yard line. And then if they get to the 2, they can't stop the clock. So interesting series of events coming up here for Coach Blum and the Cavaliers, who are looking for a desperate 6 points before the two teams head into the half. So again, we'll hear from Glenn Frazier, who will be chatting with defensive coordinator Paul Warlow as the two teams head to the locker room. Thanks for tuning in again to Delaware Live Sports. Nick Allison Journey alongside Glenn Frazier, Pat Gurianis, Nick Halliday running around here. Full crew. We got everybody here for this one. Wouldn't want to miss it. So when we come back also here at the half, you'll get scores from around the state of Delaware. And we'll get you halftime stats ahead of third quarter action. Here we go. 27.6 seconds. Phipps in the shotgun on 3rd down and 6. Phipps has the snap. Here comes the pressure. Phipps looking, fires across. It's intercepted. It's intercepted in the end zone by Salesianum. Hauled in the back by the senior Patrick Dillon. And all that momentum has just come to a screeching halt. I don't see Laundry on the field. Just a big turnover down the stretch here for Middletown. Again, just a freshman tried to force it across the middle. And again, you'll get plays like that from a young quarterback. It comes with the territory, especially against this defense. And the Sal's defense with a huge play as we wind down half number 1. Again, Glenn Frazier will be joined by Coach Paul Warlow. I'm sure he's going to have something to say about that interception. And now the Sal's going to take a knee and take it into the locker room. What a play by Patrick Dillon to stop this Middletown drive. And not only that, again, the momentum from the Cavaliers. Cavaliers going to have to get in the locker room and pick themselves back up. Salesianum really making big plays there in that first half. When they needed one, they found one. We're going to send it down to the sideline here in a moment with Glenn Frazier, who will be joined by Paul Warlow. And they're about to have them now. They're at the 40-yard line. In about 5 seconds, we'll send it down. And here we go with Glenn Frazier. Oh, excuse me.
Test, mic test, mic test.
And here I hear Glenn now coming in down there. All right, Glenn, let's send it down to Glenn Frazier.
All right, here we are at halftime with the defensive coordinator, Salesianum, Paul Warlow. Paul, assessment of what you saw in the first half? I thought you guys controlled the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, definitely. We were victim to a couple big plays, little misfits that, things we got to clean up. They're a dynamic team. I thought when we needed to come up big, we did a good job. And we're getting off the ball well, wrapping up well in space. But, we're going to have to eliminate those big runs that we just let up at the end of that half.
Now, after this game tonight, I hear you're making a little trip. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I took a job with the Jets, and we'll join their defensive staff. Their interim coach, he's a buddy of mine. He was my linebacker coach for 2 years in Atlanta. And so anyone that knows me, it's not a secret that I want to win a Super Bowl sometime in my life. So the timing's not ideal, but, it's hard to think past the next half.
Well, you made Delaware proud from Concord and University of Delaware and in the pros. Keep making us proud, brother.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Good luck to you in the pros.
Thank you.
Paul Warlow, you guys.
Thank you, Glenn. Having a chance to chat with Salesianum defensive coordinator Paul Warlow. And Coach Warlow, gotta love what the Sounds did defensively there in that first half. After that touchdown early on in the first, they go on a 21-0 unanswered run to end the half. The defense also coming up with some big turnovers, including that last interception at the goal line. We're heading to the break here on Delaware Live Sports. It's number 1 Sally's and number 4 Middletown, 21-7. The defending state champs taking that lead into the locker room. We'll be back with halftime stats and scores from up and down the state right here after the break.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon.
What's up, First Aid? I'm Nick Alessandrini, and it's time for your Week 7 Top 10 Plays, courtesy of Delaware Live Sports. We're going to start at number 10 with Kobe Shockley and Rashawn Copes. Laurel's going to get us started this week here at home against Milford. Shockley out of the gun, a lefty going to loft this one up. Perfect ball right in the breadbasket to Copes, who hauls it in for the touchdown for the Bulldogs there at number 10. Over to number 9, Cole Andrews to Jose Maldonado here in a big one, Christiana versus St. E's. Right here, Andrews lofts it up, gives him a chance, and Maldonado high points it right back on his feet, breaks a tackle down the sideline and into the end zone. A big pitch and catch from Andrews to Maldonado for a touchdown. Now over to number 8, we're going to head to the Blue Raiders down at Woodbridge. Logan Moran to Jakari Banks. Here's the deep ball. Banks in stride catches it. What a ball, what a catch. The Blue Raiders having a heck of this season so far. And here you go, a little slow-mo towards the end at number 8. Over to number 7, Nick Mancini and St. Elizabeth. He's going to be on this a few times. How about this one? Spin move, breaks another tackle. Shiftiness out to the sideline, catches a block, and then into the end zone. Nick Mancini for the Vikings, a big one there at number 7. More to come from Nick in a little bit. Now over to Kimora Neal here at number 6. This was one of the best games I've seen in a while. Here it's a little flea flicker back and then a little pitch to Kimora Neal. It's the girls flag football inaugural championship, and Kimora Neal going to leave her mark down the field, shows off the speed, bringing St. Mark's right back into that one with the big touchdown from Kimora Neal. Now back to Nick Mancini here at number 5. I warned you, St. Elizabeth and Nick back on the top plays. This time he's going to do it on special teams. Here's the punt. We're all tied at 6. He's going to catch it at the 35, find a crease, break a few tackles, and see ya later. Nick Mancini, another play here on the top 10. Did it on offense, now doing it on special teams for the Vikings. That'll take us to play number 4 in Javion Pollard. We're going to stick with the same game, but this time over to the Christiana Vikings side. And we're going to stick on special teams. This is what got the game started. How about this one? Pollard going to pick it up and then looking for a block. Stays, makes a move, breaks a few tackles, a little pirouette, and then to the sideline. The near sideline for Pollard, who's going to show off the speed, able to beat the kicker and get into the end zone. What a way for Christiana to start off this game against St. E's. What a season so far for Christiana. Now over to number 3 and Kenyon Littleton. We're heading back to Laurel and Milford. Laurel with a 27-6 lead here. Littleton going to read the quarterback's eyes and then just pick this one off. Makes the receiver miss. He's going to have a blocker down in front of him, and he's going to be gone. Kenyon Littleton, pick 6 for the Laurel Bulldogs at number 3. Same theme here at number 2. This time it's Red Lion and Jamarian Ramsey. Well, we talked about the pick 6s at number 3. Well, how about here at number 2? Ramsey going to jump the route, pick it off, and take it the other way quickly for a pick 6. And he is not finished. Not 1, but 2 for Ramsey. Here he is again, just going to step in front of it, pick it off, offense in disbelief, and he is going to take it back the other way. 1 to the right side of the field, 1 to the left side of the field for Jamarian Ramsey. 2 pick 6s for Red Lion. And here it is. Our top play of the week is the game winner for St. Mark's against Padua in the girls flag football state championship. 1 second left, over the top from Maddie Fast now to Chloe Bedlow. The game winner, a touchdown last second game winner for the St. Mark's Spartans, your first ever girls flag football champs.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer, president of Sodell Concepts, the best restaurant group in the state, and we're inviting you to come join our team. Sodell Concepts is a growing hospitality company with 16 restaurants and a variety of other hospitality businesses, all located in beautiful southern Delaware. We have recently added many departments to our executive leadership team, including a training department, a property development department, and a construction department. We invite you to come live at the beach and work with a growing restaurant group with many opportunities to advance your career. Sodell Concepts Restaurant Group, come check us out.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Surf Bagel has served the community in Delaware for over 20 years, providing fresh, hot bagels, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, wraps, salads, local coffee and smoothies, and our iconic merch. Welcome to Surf Bagel. We're stoked to serve you.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
But have you tried Premier?
How you doing? My name's Mike Cassidy. I'm the founder and president of Cassidy Painting. I started back in 1984, incorporated in 1986. I never had the word no in my vocabulary. When someone called me to do a job, I always said yes. Whether it was a struggle, whether it was 7 days a week, sun up to sundown, it didn't matter. And with that philosophy, we were able to grow to the size we are. We employ close to 80 individuals.
We really enjoy being in the family business. I look forward to coming to work every day, and it's so nice to work with the people that we work with in the office. We've really become a family with them. We really create a family experience around here.
And Cassidy Painting is a very diversified company. We don't say no to anything. We deal with everything from epoxy floors to painting buildings to spray foam insulation, spray fireproofing. If it deals with a coating, we can handle it. So when our customers call and they're under the gun and they know the need to get a job done, they know who to call because we perform. We've always been performed. We've never been replaced out of 37 years of business. For any of your painting needs, we can handle it.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out. Matt's Fish Camp features seafood classics, coastal comfort food, and chef-driven specials that pair perfectly with our large selection of craft ales, curated wine list, and camp cocktails. Matt's offers indoor and outdoor dining and is the perfect place to have dinner with your family, happy hour with friends, or enjoy lunch at the Raw Bar. Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round. See you soon.
Wraps, signs, banners, and promotional items that can help your business stand out from the rest. Looking for an excellent way to convey a professional image? Customized promotional products are the perfect way to target new customers, increase employee retention, and boost your brand awareness. Let the professionals at Cassidy Graphics bring your advertising ideas to life. Give them a call today at 302
302-326-2412. Again, that number is 302-326-2412. Again, Cassidy Graphics brings your advertising ideas to life.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris. I would always...
There you go. Drake bringing us back here at Cavalier Stadium. Welcome back inside Delaware Live Sports. A crisp fall October Friday night here in Middletown. Nick Allison journey alongside Glenn Frazier. Pat Garianis is here, but with a different headset on today. He is running the show, doing it all. Nick Halliday down the sideline, bringing you that fantastic videography from down there. Chris up top on the camera in the press box. I mean, everybody is here, and there's a reason, Glenn. Number 1 versus number 4. Sally's and Middletown, 21-7, Glenn, as we head to start the third quarter. Middletown got on the board first. They took a 7-0 lead. They even forced a stop, had the ball back driving up 7-0. A crucial fumble leads to a Salesianum touchdown, and then it was all Sal's the rest of the half. They scored 21 unanswered, including that huge interception defensively on the last play of the first half at the goal line. What stood out to you in half number 1, Glenn?
Yeah, 2 turnovers by Middletown. One that really turned the momentum in the game early on after they had that scoring drive, and they were driving again. And then right at the end of the half, I mean, you're inside the 10. I think it was first and goal at the 7 after the penalty.
Yeah.
And I went down on the field to get ready for the interview, and then I looked down and I saw the quarterback, Phipps, scrambling, throw the ball. I heard some cheers, and I thought, oh, a touchdown? No. He threw a pick down there, but freshman mistake, right?
Exactly right, and that's what we said on the broadcast. You're going to make plays like that. How about throwing the freshman in for a start against the best defense in the state? Not a great matchup to begin with, but he's shown some flashes. He's made some big throws, and now we'll see if he can get Middletown back in this one here in the second half. Glenn, though, we got some scores from up and around the state here on this Friday night.
Yeah, we got First State Military Academy in the third quarter, late third quarter, leading Brandywine on the road 27-7. Good 1A matchup there. A little bit of an upset at halftime as Hodson leads Appoquinimink 14-7. Smyrna leads Cape 16-14 at the half. That's a tight one in 3A, and really is, for all intents and purposes, for second place behind Sussex Central in that district. Speaking of Sussex Central, that's Benny Mitchell in the Cruise game,
right.
And they are doubling up Dover right now, 34-17 in the second quarter. And at the half, it's Milford 12 and Sussex Tech 6. Talked to Paul Warlow down in the interview there right before the halftime, before the band from Middletown ran us off the field. And I asked him about his assessment of the first half, and he said, pretty much, you were right. We controlled the line of scrimmage, but we gave up a couple of big plays, and we got to clamp down on that and not give up the big plays to the very talented and athletic Middletown Cavaliers skill players. And then, of course, I asked him about the new position. What I wanted him to say was, and we rehearsed this beforehand, I was going to say, okay, now where are you headed after the game tonight? He was supposed to say Disney World, right?
Disney World, New Jersey, Florham Park.
Yeah. So Paul, he went off a script.
And he is trying to get Sally's, back on their script, and that has been fantastic defensively. Again, shutting out Middletown the rest of the half after that touchdown and take a 7-0 lead. This halftime recap presented to you by Dover Federal Credit Union. Voted an 8-time First State favorite credit union. You could bank with a winner when you choose Dover Federal Credit Union. Again, nobody does more with local sports in the area than Dover Federal Credit Union, so we love to have them as a part of what we do here on Delaware Live Sports. Of course, that recap brought to you by Dover Federal.
Yeah,
Well, Glenn, let's take a look now at some of the stats.
Yeah, our unofficial stats. And tell you what, Middletown with almost 200 yards of offense in that first half. They went up down the field a couple of times, but again, they couldn't punch that one in there right before halftime. So the total yards almost dead even. A little bit better passing wise for McBride, and he's hooked up with Billy Newman. That's been quite a combo. And Newman a lot of time is drawing double coverage. The rushing yardage in favor of Salesianum, and really their offensive line has done a fantastic job. They're winning the game in the trenches on both sides of the ball, and we'll have to see what kind of adjustments Middletown can come up with here in the second half. They should receive the opening kickoff to start this half. And, you know, I got a little bit of a momentum builder there right at the end, a big long run by Hanif Miller of 72 yards to get him in the goal-to-go situation. Couldn't punch that in, but who knows? Maybe the coaching staff talked to the guy and said, hey, you see what we can do. Now let's finish. And that's what they got to do is finish.
Coaches love it when you finish. One of the mottos for the Delaware Blue Hens, and, of course, you mentioned it, one of the mottos here down on the field tonight as well. You hear the Cowbells crowd getting back into it. Third quarter coming up right here on Delaware Live Sports. Salesianum will take and start the second half here on offense after that huge Patrick Dillon interception to close out that Middletown drive at the end of the first half. Well, we are up and we are off. Second half action from Cavalier Stadium.
Nice kick by Austin Ham into the end zone.
Beautiful kick. Will have the Sals start at their own 20. Well, Glenn, here we go. If your second half game plan, if you're Middletown, what do you got to do to get back into this one?
I think you got to pressure McBride a little bit. He's very elusive. His escapability came into play a couple of times in those touchdown drives. He was able to get away from a three-man rush. Middletown's secondary had good coverage a lot of times. But, you know, rushing just three guys against that offensive line for Salesianum, that's a tall task.
Well, the offense primarily been out of the double slot tonight, and they'll stick with it to start this drive, the opening of the second half. Lego to the left of Brady McBride, and we're off and running here in the third quarter as McBride looks to the sideline. He'll get the play call. Handoff is Lego, has some space up the middle and a nice chunk on first down for number 23 in white.
Again, Salesianum finding success running off the right side. That's August Schweiger and Anthony Spinato over there. Assist by Cam Black, the center, and here they go. Hurry up.
Don't blink. Another handoff to Lego. Lego trying to find somewhere to run. He's breaking tackles, though. Oh, my goodness. He is going to be met at the line of scrimmage. So no gain for Lego, but the effort just to make up for what would have been a loss by the running back for Salesianum.
Yeah, he was smacked right at the line of scrimmage and pushed back, but the Cavaliers couldn't wrap him up. He got loose, finally goes down. Then here's a pretty big play in the first drive of the second half for Middletown's defense to try to get off the field, Nick.
3rd and 3. Sally's needs to get to the 30-yard line. Newman, the far side, double slot again. This time they're going to throw it into the slot, in and out of the hands of Vernal Gary. They got what they wanted out of the slot man into the flat, just unable to haul it in.
Yeah, I think Vernal Gary would say, I would like to have that one back, please. Coach, throw me another one out here. He had that in the hands, and sometimes that's the worst place to hit a receiver.
As you never know, and again, don't let it get inside. And now Glenn, how about the Middletown defense comes out and gets a 3-and-out to start things here in the second half.
Good start. Good punt, too.
It's going to be a big one. It takes a hop and hauled in at the 42. But once again, up outside the 40 are the Middletown Cavaliers. That's been the theme of the night, but only 7 points to show for it.
Exactly. Every drive has started, I think, outside the 40 but one. They had the one where they started deep in their own end, and that's when they broke off the long run.
That's true. That's a good point there. It was
That's
Hanif
like
Miller.
That's like me putting in golf. I can't make those 7
You got to
footers.
chip it, right? You got to get a chip.
No, I got to putt from 35 feet
The
out.
fringe putt.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we've seen so far. Well, let's see if the offense can change a little bit here. It was an up-and-down first half for the freshman Max Phipps, who had some good throws, also had some not-so-good throws there, but that's expected. Just a freshman in there leading the way for Middletown against the number 1 team in the state. Let's see if he can give him a spark here. Some pre-snap recognition from Phipps on 1st and 10 from the 42. looking to throw, looking to the sideline, has a man. It's B.J. Garrett, who's hauled in near the 50. So a nice quick throw, another rhythm throw for the young quarterback, trying to get him going here in the third.
Yeah, nice job on the out route. And I watched R.J. Johnson that time, and he did the smart thing that you tell all defensive linemen. He rushed, he got double-teamed. Phipps got rid of it quick. What did he do? Got the hands up in the air, tried to deflect the pass.
I have a feeling he might get his hands on one here. You never know. Johnson now lined up on the left edge. Motion for Parker. Now 3 players in the backfield with Phipps. Inside handoff, and he is run down as Glover's met in the backfield. And sometimes on these slow developing runs, that allows Salesianum to get that pressure up front when their defensive line is as good as theirs.
Yeah, it's a big loss there. They had, second down and about 2 or 3 yards to go. Now they lose a couple as they look to the sidelines to get the play. And just like it was a big third down play for Middletown in that first series to get the defense off the field, this is an important play for Middletown to convert, get back in the game.
It absolutely is. Might be 4-down territory depending how Coach Blum is feeling. Double slot. Parker now makes it slot left as he heads to the backfield. Phipps going to hand off to Parker. Parker gets out near midfield and into Sally's territory. And here we go, Glenn. 4th and about 1. I have a feeling we'll see the offense, who has struggled on some of these 4th down conversions today. And Sally is a defense that you could say not built for it, but a defense that's going to be tough to pick up a yard on with their defensive front.
Well, they're going to switch out some of the backs. So Hanif Miller's back in the game along with Makai Walker. So you're going to have Walker, Parker, and Glover in the backfield.
And it's going to be a direct snap. Parker is in at the Wildcat, 4th and 1, and now some movement, not what you wanted if you're Middletown. And they continue to just do themselves damage.
Shoot themselves in the foot, man. That's obviously. You saw Parker back there. He gave 1 snap count with the hands, 1 clap. Everybody jumped.
And again, we don't know if it was a hard count. Maybe they were trying to draw Sally's offsides. And if that was the case, the offensive line didn't get the memo.
No.
So again, we're not sure if it was a silent count, a hard count. Either way, it results in another crucial penalty. And that's going to be the word, crucial.
Yeah.
Because the Cavaliers have had multiple crucial penalties here tonight. And that one may be the worst so far.
No pressure this time.
Fair catch, waved for, and brought in by Gaiman over there inside the 25. So Middletown gets that much-needed stop to start the third, but have to punt it right back to the Sal's as well. And now the Sally's offense coming back out. Middletown going to have to go for two consecutive stops here, and we'll see if the Sally's offense gets back on track.
You can ill afford mistakes like Middletown is committing against Salesianum. So 2 turnovers were huge. 1 turned momentum in the game in the first quarter. Then the other one right at the end of the half, when it looks like you're going in to make it a 1-score game. And then the penalties, untimely penalties. They weren't big major penalties. They're just untimely.
And again, it could be down worse than 21-7, really. Handoff here to Odell Teal, looking for the edge. He might find it, a nice cut up field. And he's got a great combination of strength and speed, does Odell Teal. A nice first down carry for him, going to set up 2nd and about 1.
He got a good block out on the edge by Jasir Gamon, the wide receiver, to spring him. And the Sal's go quick. Why wouldn't they?
Keep your eyes on the field. 2nd and inches. And a whistle and maybe a flag going against the Sal's here. Is now pointing to the Salesianum sideline as the officials.
Wonder if we get a sideline warning maybe?
So it looks to seem to be all about the spot of the football. Hey, you got to get it right? You want to make sure you get it right. The officials doing that. They'll move it back 1 inch.
And that was the back judge that made that call.
So 2nd and inches, not going to change the play call. Right back up the middle to Odell Teal, and he's got 2 carries for about 29 yards on this drive.
I think it was after the play was
Wait
dead.
a minute. They're looking at the officials, and they're going to wave it down with emphatic fashion.
Yeah, they did. Nice hard running by Teal.
And I have a feeling, why go away from him here? He's picked up back-to-back carries and about 30 yards on the 2. And now they'll get it back, and they're going too quick, I think. Yeah. The officials aren't even ready for him to snap the football. This is going to be either illegal formation or a false start against the Sal's. So not everybody ready, or some players too ready on the up front there for Salesian.
We've seen both teams be just a little unraveled with those 5-yarders.
So the pistol with Teal behind McBride after the penalty. They'll give it back to Odell Teal, and why not? He's having a field day on this drive. Give him about 12 on that carry. And 3 carries for about 40 yards on the last 3 plays for Odell Teal.
And that's the right side again, blocking for Salesianum. The guard, August Schweiger, the tackle, Anthony Spinato, and the center, Cam Black. They're just controlling the right side of that line.
Coach Deladon may be thinking it's time to wear down these Cavaliers late in the game, up 21-7. Haven't really stuck with the run game too much so far. But why not here? Teal once again running hard, and he'll have, I believe, a new set of downs.
And where to go, Nick? Right side.
Right side. And it looks like they're going to mark him short.
Okay.
And you're right about that, Glenn. Almost all the primary runs have been to that side of the line of scrimmage. And 3rd and inches, no time to discuss. Offense right back out. Handoff to Lego, who's going to get forward. And again, when you've got running backs like Lego and Teal, they're going to be guys that are going to be hard to stop from getting that yard.
See, as the last man gets up off the turf for the Cavaliers, that was number 23 on the stop from Middletown. That's Elijah Manicelli, just a sophomore.
Right back on the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10, some movement, no call. McBride looking down the sideline for Noah Mix and just overshot his intended target to the near sideline.
They had one-on-one coverage down there and had his man beat. But McBride, at times tonight, he's been spectacular. Pinpoint passing, catching guys right in stride, and at times just leading them a little bit too far. And, again, you being the quarterback, I pass that off as just an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, again, sometimes you just get a little bit out ahead of yourself. And if he is able to hit some of these throws, we have an inside handoff to Lego. Another nice chunk on that right side of the offensive line. Going to set up 3rd and manageable here for the Sals. And, again, sometimes when you're out there and some of them get away from you every now and then. But if he's able to connect on some of the throws that he's missed, this game would be almost blown open.
Yeah.
But again, not playing a bad game at all is McBride, able to make some nice throws. Run game now getting going here in the second half. And again, not making the mistakes either. 3rd and 5 for the Sals. They're going to get it in the hands of the quarterback. McBride racing to the sideline. And a smart play to get out of bounds. Again, not wanting to take those crucial hits as a quarterback. Nice play there by McBride. 6 yards and a 1st down.
And I'm going to make a correction here. Got the starting lineup from head coach Gene Deladon, and it looks like on the line that's Paul Carpenter, who might be in there at right guard instead of Schweiger.
This time another handoff to the right side to Teal, and what you thought he was down, not quite, able to pick up maybe a yard or two when it looked like nothing was there. So we're seeing Salesianum put some things together after that first quarter. And now 2nd and 8 after the gain of 2 on 1st down as McBride checks with the sideline.
Yeah, that definitely is in right guard now. It's number 68 for Salesianum, Paul Carpenter, the senior.
Double slot, fake handoff, McBride fires, has his man in the slot who's able to break a tackle and now leaning forward until he's finally brought down. And they're going to get it over to Billy Newman, who has the 2 big catches that time, able to find him for the first time in the second half. And now a new set of downs for Salesianum, right back on the football. Handoff to Odell Teal, who's hit hard at the line of scrimmage.
Hey, he's still got forward progress. We're about 3 or 4 yards.
That was a nice play defensively for the Middletown Cavaliers. I believe made that play by number 8.
That's Malachi Stewart, that middle linebacker. He's been active.
I believe a timeout coming for Salesianum with 4:32 to go here in the 3rd. It's going to be actually an injury timeout. We have a timeout down on the field.
I see some of the Middletown defensive players, Nick, they came up off after that last play, hands on hips, and they are starting to wear down a little bit.
Again, don't want to speculate there, but it looks like Chase Roden, the junior, down near the end zone for Middletown, able to get up and walk off. It looks like under his own power.
He got a slight limp. Maybe hopefully that's just a cramp.
Yeah, you would hope so, but again, you never know. So hopefully Roden's okay. He's going to be helped escorted by the training staff here to the Middletown sideline, Glenn. 4:32 to go here in the third. We have not had any points scored here in the third quarter defense so far, but right now Sally's knocking on the door.
Yeah, inside the red zone. And they have pretty much most of the game. Just they've owned the line of scrimmage. They love running off that right side, and they're keeping the running backs fresh. Teal and Lego rotating in and out.
It's Teal this time to the left of McBride. Two receivers to the right side that now include a new guy for Salesianum, Devin Hassan, the junior, in the slot to the top of your screen. Hand off to Teal. Teal looking to get the edge, catches a block from him, and flags come flying. It's going to be a hold. This one is going to push the Sals backwards.
Hodson now leading Appo 21-7 with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. And I'm not sure what's happened in that game, but I'm seeing here from Brandon Holvick of Delaware Online, both teams are now playing with backup quarterbacks. So that means Drummond's out for Appo. I'm not sure who the starter quarterback for Hodson was.
Well, you don't like to hear that about anybody, especially those two teams going at it. Could be a hard-fought battle. Hope everybody's able to heal up correctly over there. As we also hope the same for Roden, who made his way to the sideline moments ago. So after the holding call, 4 minutes to go, 2nd and 8 coming up for the Sals.
Benny Mitchell and the crew down there, Sussex Central flexing their muscles up 41-17 over Dover.
Teal in the backfield to the right of McBride here on 2nd and 16.
By the way, Nick, that game, that score I just gave you, they're still in the second quarter of that game. 41 points for Sussex Central.
Benny's getting home late. Here's the snap to McBride. Fires, has a crosser, but in and out of the hands of Gaiman, who was running the under route across the middle of the field.
Yeah, a little bit too low for him that time. Gaiman couldn't get down there and get it. So, again, here's another opportunity for Middletown's defense to get off the field. It's 3rd down behind the chains. Make a couple of plays here and stay in the game, Nick. You're down 2 scores. You got a quarter plus to go.
And again, we're not sure about Hess here in the kicking game. 3rd and 16. McBride looking one-on-one, looking for his man, Mix. Oh, my goodness, he dropped it in the bucket. Noah Mix with another fade for a touchdown in the corner of the end zone. Beautiful pitch and catch from Brady McBride to Noah Mix, who have connected twice tonight. That one will be a top 10 play nominee.
Da-da-da, da-da-da. What a catch. He reached out with the left hand and pulled that in right at the back line. And again, double coverage.
Beautiful throw and catch from McBride to Mix. And again, Salesianum able to answer. They've converted on 3rd and 4th downs multiple times tonight in big spots. That was 3rd and 16. And you could tell, Glenn, from the snap, Brady McBride knew exactly where he was going with that football. It was a quick drop out of the shotgun, a beautiful ball over the top on the Mix fade. And Salesianum opened it up here. Christopher up for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. 28-7, Salesianum, who has scored 28 unanswered points since that touchdown for Middletown back in the first quarter. And glad we talked about the Sally's offense getting into a rhythm. And we haven't seen much of a rhythm in the second half, but some big plays on that drive, including that 3rd and 16 conversion. That goes for 6.
That's the second time he's thrown a touchdown pass on the corner route in the end zone. But that was a fantastic athletic catch by Mix. Goodness sakes. Just reaching up with that left hand.
And you mentioned it. Great, phenomenal catch and a nice throw by McBride just to put it in the breadbasket, in the vicinity. That's exactly where you want to put that ball, somewhere out in front where he can haul it in. And a beautiful play by the senior wide receiver Mix, who seems to be the go-to guy on these fades down in the red zone. And he's able to do it again. Touchdown number 2 for number 4. And Brady McBride has his second touchdown pass of the evening, or I guess I should say night. We're progressing now here. Glenn Teal with a touchdown on the ground, and Aiden Lego with a touchdown on the ground as well.
Spreading it out. I'll tell you what, is there any doubt right now that Salesianum is more than deserving of a number 1 ranking?
Oh, absolutely.
And I got to tell you, I mean, Middletown, again, now they didn't have their starting quarterback tonight. Is that big? Sure, that's big. So in a rematch, who knows what had happened. But right now, the only team that might be able to give them some trouble is a true wing T offense like Sussex Central.
It might be. We'll see. We'll find out. It's going to be a fun December coming up here this high school football season. Low squib kick is hauled in at the 20, knees on the ground. So that's where the Cavaliers will start the drive. Now you're down 28-7. The freshman Phipps heading back out on the field if you're Middletown. Again, you're down 21. Game is not out of reach. But again, have not able to put the ball in the end zone or put points on the board back since early in that opening quarter.
I would think it's very important they've got to score on this drive if they want to get back in this ball game. I got another update for you on the Smyrna Cape game. Smyrna Eagles now leading Cape 24-14. And where Smyrna has had a problem all year, it's been making the 2-point conversions. Yeah. They're 3 for 3 tonight. Thus, they have a 10-point lead over a team that kicks extra points.
Years and years of seeing that earthquake run to perfection down there at Smyrna, trying to get back to what they know for the Eagles. 3:31, 28-7. Offense back out on the field for Middletown. The freshman Phipps in the shotgun. Will look to throw. Get it to Parker out in the flat. Parker at the 20, looking to get upfield. 25, hit out of bounds at the 27.
That's what you got to do. You got to find ways to get the balls in the hands of your playmakers like Parker and Pope and Garrett. They have great speed. You got to get the ball to them quick and let them try to, get some yak.
That's the name of the game, right? You said it.
Yakety yak. Don't talk back.
You heard Coach Paul Warlow say when you talked to him, Glenn, is that we haven't done a good job of tackling an open space.
Yeah.
And see if Middletown can put that to the test here. Phipps, inside handoff. Miller going to be stopped after a yard gain, and just like that, another third down coming up for Middletown. Middletown hasn't really played above or head of the sticks tonight. It's been a lot of third downs, not doing too much on first and second down.
And here comes another key play, third down and short. Last time they had this situation, they brought in Parker to take the Wildcat snap, the direct snap, and everybody was out of sync and a 5-yard penalty, and then you got a punt.
3rd and 1. Middletown has struggled on third down tonight. Miller in deep motion, inside handoff, and he didn't get there. He was tripped up in the backfield, shoestring tackle. I believe it was Healy who came in as a rusher.
Yeah, that's the sophomore D-back, Jet Healy. Great one-on-one stop. Now, if you're Middletown, you got to go for it, right?
And how about that, Glenn? You get 3rd and 1, and we talked about how they struggled on third down. They lose 2 yards on third and 1, and now your eye can't even attempt to go for it. I mean, you could, but you're in a worse position, and we're going to see the punt unit for Middletown here in the 3rd. And now, Glenn, if you're putting this away, you most certainly need some stops here the rest of the way.
Have to.
And they just haven't shown a lot confidently that they could do it.
Give credit to Salesianum. They haven't made the big mistakes.
No,
There's been 2 turnovers, both by Middletown, so they've not turned the ball over, Salesianum has. And they haven't really made too many of those ridiculously unsportsmanlike penalties that they've been known for this season, playing with a lot more discipline so far in the game.
They played clean. You're absolutely right about that. Late sub running on the field for the Cavaliers, who are set to punt it away. Clock will start as we hit the 2-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. 28-7, Middletown out in front of Salesianum out in front of Middletown here at Cavaliers Stadium. Short punt here. And it's going to be out at the 40. So Salesianum with some decent field position here as that offense going to get back out onto the field with 1:47 here in the 3rd. And last time we saw him, it was a bomb from McBride over the top to Noah Mix for a touchdown. And now we'll see him out on the offense for another drive.
On that punt, it came very close to touching a downfield blocker for Salesianum. And I think the Middletown coaching staff was looking to get that as a turnover, but they did not. So here we go with the Sal's trying to put this one out of reach.
McBride going to hand it off on the jet sweep over to Gaiman. Gaiman's got speed, and now he's got the sideline. Jasir Gaiman inside the 40 before being pushed to out of bounds on the far Salesianum sideline.
20-plus plays, they're killers. And what a job
20 yards on the ground for Gaiman on the jet sweep as he came in motion from the slot. And now he's going to stick in the backfield alongside Brady McBride. As we talked about, Hassan, who has now entered the game as the slot man for Salesianum. You see him, number 15, as the inside slot here to the Trips. 4 receivers on the field. McBride hands it off to Gaiman. He's shifty as he gets inside the 40.
All right, so you already got Lego and you got Teal running the ball, right? Now you're putting your wideout back there at Gaiman and letting him cut loose. So a lot of weapons here offensively for the Sal's.
You said that, and McBride doing a great job of distributing the football. And, of course, that staff over there for Salesianum calling another good game here. Is Gary going to be in the slot to the near side, mixes the receiver to the outside. Double slot on 2nd and 7. Motion to Trips to the top. McBride, play action. Now one-on-one, looking down the middle of the field. And it falls incomplete. The safety for Middletown was there, but he took a hard hit, actually. It looked as if their Sally's receiver ran into the lower body of that Middletown defender, and that looked like he was hit hard.
Yeah, it looked like the cornerback coverage was one-on-one. Chase Broden, I think, and then the safety came over from the other side of the field and it kind of sandwiched
to get a number, and it looked as if the safety will get a number who's down now. Did he see the football, Glenn? It looked to me as if he was kind of standing still when they ran into him.
Yeah. But,
so not sure if he thought the ball was coming to him and he thought he was at the right spot.
Yeah.
But it was a weird
I think it was
play.
Almost kind of a sandwich situation as the 2 Middletown defenders hit at the same time when the ball got there for the intended receiver as well, and then a collision between all 3 of them.
Yeah, I think he looked like he was hit hard on that one. So hopefully he's okay. We'll see if we can get you a number here.
Got another update for you in the Smyrna Cave game. So Smyrna, typically what they've done is slow start to the season, tough competition, and then they come on at the end. They're leading Cape now 30-14 with about 3:20 to go in the 3rd quarter.
So he was going back in coverage, and he just looked like he didn't see the ball. He was running back to make a play. He was in a good spot.
Yeah.
And you said it, they both just ran into him. Both his teammate and the wide receiver as they were cutting to the middle of the field. So able to get off with some help from the training staff. That is a good sign, though, to see him up.
Yes,
and now with 56 seconds to go in the 3rd, it'll be 3rd and 7 coming up for Salesianum. They've got a 28-7 lead. So Sally's, again, we don't have the official statistics, though. They have been phenomenal on 3rd and 4th down tonight.
No, they have.
This time they'll get it to Gaiman. He's got the edge, and he's got the speed. A nice cut-up field inside the 30, close to the 26. And you talked about weapons. Gaiman's one they're just breaking out here in the second half, and he is a threat with the ball in his hands.
Almost a double-digit run there. Yeah, he's so quick, and he can get to the edge in a hurry. And that is a great block out there by Luke Gasevich. We were giving all the credit earlier to the right side of the line on run blocking. Let's give Gasevich the props there to seal the edge.
Right back to the line of scrimmage, and Gaiman going to be the running back again. They'll give it right back to him, and he's got an opening. Jasir Gaiman waiting for some blockers, and he'll be tackled near the 1st down marker. We'll call it a gain of about 9. He's going to be inches short of that 1st down there, close to the 17-yard line.
It's almost not fair.
An embarrassment of riches over there. And again, you can attribute that, of course, to the coaching staff and putting those guys in a position to make plays. That's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. You're going to hear the buzzer sound momentarily. 28-7, 28 unanswered points since the opening quarter for the defending state champs. They lead the Cavaliers here on the road, 28-7. We'll be right back with 4th quarter action here on Delaware Live Sports.
Wraps, signs, banners, and promotional items that can help your business stand out from the rest. Looking for an excellent way to convey a professional image? Customized promotional products are the perfect way to target new customers, increase employee retention, and boost your brand awareness. Let the professionals at Cassidy Graphics bring your advertising ideas to life. Give them a call today at 302-326-2412. Again, that number is 302-326-2412. Again, Cassidy Graphics brings your advertising ideas to life. wraps, signs.
And welcome back live inside Cavalier Stadium in Middletown, Delaware, home of a top 4 battle tonight. As the Cavaliers, 6-1, your 4th-ranked team in Class 3A, taking on the top-ranked, in-state undefeated, and defending state champions in Salesianum. 28-7, Middletown jumped down to a 7-0 lead in the first quarter, and since then it's been 28 straight for the Sal. So here we are starting the 4th quarter. 1st and 10, it's going to be a handoff to Gaiman, and Gaiman finding another crease, but flags coming in late in the area of holding. It's going to be a gain of 8 as it stands right now. As we'll send it down to the field, it will be a hold. So that'll back him up here to begin the 4th, Glenn.
Yeah, you can see Lukasevich was visibly upset after he saw the flag. I don't say that the penalty was on him, but I think he's just upset that one of his teammates committed the foul.
They've been rolling.
Kind of stalled this drive momentarily. Give Middletown a little help. Here's a couple more updates for you. Sussex Central cruising 48-17 over Dover in the second half. And to nobody's surprise, Caravel shut out Concord 42.
I'll tell you, there's something else over there in Bear.
Yeah.
I don't know if they might be challenged the rest of the year. That's how good that team is.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have them the final game of the regular season on Saturday night at Red Lion.
Oh, that is going to be a good one. That Red Lion team also very talented. Here's Gaiman making it look easy. Jasir Gaiman, the dash here in the second half for Salesianum. That speed, that shiftiness, he is a heck of a weapon. And they are right back on the ball.
Yeah, I heard.
And you can hear Sean behind us. Another handoff to Gaiman. This time he's wrapped up inside the fine, gaining a couple. But as you heard, Sean here is with us in the press box. Gaiman is now taken over as the leading rusher, Glenn, in this ball game.
Malachi Stewart wrapped him up that time, threw him back. I love that camera angle with Nick Halliday
I'll
down
tell
there
you
right
what,
in the end zone.
We're doing something right this year, huh? Everything's looking really good. It's been fantastic from the crew to the graphics to the camera work. It's been a lot of fun. 11 minutes to go here in the 4th. Trips to the top of the screen. I have a feeling they'll give it to Gaiman. They do. And Middletown is ready for it this time on 2nd down and goal. They'll stop them for a no gain. And now 3rd and goal coming up for the Sals. Clock continues to run here in the 4th.
Yeah, Gaiman doing a fantastic job. He might go over to Coach Deladon and say, hey, look, Coach, I don't want to be a wideout anymore. Just put me in a running back the whole game.
You know, it's interesting, Glenn, because when you play, stuff like that for the scout team, sometimes you play so well. Maybe he was the running back for the scout team a few times, and they said, man, you're a pretty good running back. Let's see if we can use you on offense.
Wow.
At least in that way. Play action. It's a flood to the right side. McBride has a wide open man, but he's going to be into the end zone. He gets in for a touchdown. Big number 85, I believe, hauls it in for a score. And that is Gavin Toto, the junior, who hauls it in. And, of course, that play out of the Kansas City Chiefs playbook. The McBride play action, ball on the hip, flood to the right side, and he finds Toto for the touchdown.
Wow. I'm impressed. I mean, we saw Salesianum against Smyrna in week 3, I believe it was, down at Smyrna, and they pretty much did the same thing to the Eagles then. That was early in the season. Smyrna had a young, inexperienced ball club.
And they've gotten better as well, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Smyrna definitely has. But Sally's showing that they are the cream of the crop here in the first state. Another touchdown capped off with the extra point, and now some jawing down out on the field. McBride trying to reel his guys in. And 10:15 to go in the 4th, 35-7, and make it 35 unanswered for Salesianum.
Yeah, I don't have to tell you, it's a passionate sport, and it's senior night here at Middletown. I'm sure with that touchdown, now things look pretty bleak for the seniors on this team that are playing their final regular season home game here at Cavalier Stadium.
And you mentioned it, though, Glenn, right? You start to look towards the playoff picture, and you didn't have your starting quarterback if you're the Middletown Cavaliers. So who knows what happens in a matchup, if you were to meet Salesianum in the playoffs. So you never know in the game of football, that's for sure. They like to say any given Sunday, or you can say any given Friday night as well here with Friday Night Lights. Christopher will be sent to boot it away for Salesianum yet again. Again, no update on Hess so far. Hope he's okay.
Yeah, really.
But Christopher done a great job filling in, and he'll set to boom this one away. 35-7, Middletown now in a deep, deep, deep hole.
Yeah, big time. And McBride having one heck of a night tonight. So is Gaiman. The offensive line, the defense. You can't pick anybody out. We got to start thinking about player of the game at some
That's
point.
That's a good point, Glenn.
Right
I'll leave
now,
that
it's
to
up
you.
For grabs. Oh, gee. Okay.
I'll help you out a little bit, but you've got a good eye for it.
We'll pull in Pat and get his opinion.
That's right. Get Pat's opinion as well.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll give it a whole crew vote in the group text. We'll do a group vote.
Now, we can talk about him all we want. He can't hear us.
Not anymore. He's got this ear open. He's got the Joe Davis going on. Yeah. One ear off, one ear on. Speaking of which, World Series tonight.
Yeah. Game
unfortunately.
One. Yeah, I hear you.
You know, as these brought down this return out to the 20, so that's where we'll see Max Phipps in the Middletown offense with 10:07. But I will say this might be the first World Series in a while that I just genuinely don't care at all about.
I'm with you.
My goodness.
Yeah, I was kind of pulling for the underdog, the Cleveland.
I was rooting hard
team,
for Cleveland.
You know,
in that series anyway.
Yeah.
Would have loved to see, maybe like a Royals team make the World Series, out of the American League, or the Orioles. But it's been the Yankees taking down everybody. Who would have thought?
Yep. Well, yeah. What an offensive juggernaut.
Yeah, back to the task at hand. Phipps in the gun on 1st and 10. Play action, launches it down the middle of the field, in and out of the hands, and almost intercepted. That was Mitch Cummings, who almost had another pick.
I thought that was Dylan, who almost had his second pick of the ball game. He had the under coverage, and I think your guy Cummings had the deep coverage there on the wideout. Just a little bit off on that one.
Exactly.
Freshman's making strides.
Yeah, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
Again, if you're Middletown, to put the young kid in a spot like this against this Sally's defense here, late in the season, he's shown some flashes. And they'll put 2 running backs with him again. They've been primarily running the 2 running backs, one to either side of Phipps here tonight. Glover in motion. This is going to be an inside handoff. Here's Hanif Miller. Had that 70-plus yard run earlier, and this time picks up double digits. Got 10 yards and a first down.
Good run by Miller, so 100 yards rushing for him unofficially. We had him for 87 in the first half, and, of course, 72 of that on the one run.
And it was a nice run. And that you could maybe say multiple plays of the game. That interception at the end of the first half could be the play of the game.
Yeah.
As Middletown was trying to cut it to 1 score before the half, it would have been just a 1-score ball game. Instead, it remained 2, and Sally's has added on to that lead since. Phipps, the lefty, out of the gun, is hit hard, and he is dropped. Jacob Urban, like a missile, out of the blitz.
And one of the Middletown players is down. I don't know whether it's Phipps or not.
I think it might be Phipps. So the quarterback, the freshman Max Phipps, took a hard shot from the linebacker on the blitz, Jacob Irving. He is down, meeting with the training staff.
Yeah, there's the defensive coordinator. You see him in that tight shot, Paul Warlow, congratulating some of his defensive players for a heck of an effort here tonight.
After that first touchdown, they have locked up defensively. And, again, hopefully Phipps is okay down on the field, hopefully able to get up here shortly. Now we might see the junior Cooper Curran, who we talked about in the pregame, Glenn, maybe to finish this one out for Middletown. But again, what can you say again about the freshman being thrown in here in this environment? Has shown us some flashes, has made some bright plays for this Middletown Cavalier offense. They just haven't been able to put a whole drive together since that first quarter. But again, he's had some big plays today, and I think he has done a pretty good job for what they asked him to do against this team here at home.
No, I agree totally. Now he's getting up, being helped up a little bit. He's got to come out at least for one play. But it looks like he's favoring his throwing shoulder.
Yeah, that does not look good. I don't think we'll see him the rest of the game.
He's a lefty. That's his non-throwing shoulder.
That's right. There you go, Glenn. How about that? So it's actually a good thing. If you're going to get one shoulder as a quarterback, you want it to be that off shoulder.
Yeah.
So hopefully he is okay. Hopefully there's no lingering injury going forward. That's all you can hope for Middletown. So hopefully Phipps, the freshman quarterback, is okay going forward. And now we'll most likely see Cooper Curran, and then again we'll maybe see Cunningham next week. Who knows what the situation is going forward.
I tell you what, Phipps, for a freshman, has good size.
He does.
He's got to be
got a strong arm as well.
6'2" or 6'3". Now, will they go with Kern or will they go to a Wildcat?
Parker has run a lot out of it. And it looks like it's going to be Curran.
Yeah.
So here comes Curran, the junior. And he just got that handoff off before he's hit. That could have been bad, almost turning into a turnover. But that Sally's defense is on the prowl. Another tackle for loss.
L.J. Smith, the first one to get back there and disrupt that play, and then there was nowhere for the running back to go. So a sack, they lost 5 yards. A running play, they lose 2 more, and now they're 3rd and long.
Well, stop me if you've heard that before tonight for Middletown. 3rd and long.
Yeah.
Again, they have played behind the sticks for most of the night, haven't been able to get anything really going on first or second down this entire game, and that's led to these 3rd and very longs. We've seen 3rd and 30, we've seen 3rd and 25, and now another 3rd and 15 coming up for the Cavaliers.
Impressive performance tonight by the top-ranked team in the state.
Absolutely right. Just after an impressive performance last week from them, they answer it and follow it up with another big-time performance here on the road.
Well, right now, Salesianum's D is just pinning back their ears and coming after because they figure that,
exactly
okay,
right.
The 3rd-string quarterback's in the game. He's not going to throw. They're going to run the ball, and they just blitzed probably 3 backers there. So another loss of about 3.
Here comes the punt unit again for Middletown. Busy night for them.
Yeah.
And they'll punt it away, and then we'll most likely see Salesianum run the football the rest of the way.
You would think so. Austin Ham's been a busy guy tonight for
Yes,
Middletown.
he has. So here's another one, and he'll boot it away. Fair catch waved for and almost dropped, but hauled in at the 35-yard line. 6:55 remaining in this one, Glenn. 35-7. It's been all Salesianum.
Oh, yeah.
And now we'll see the offense back out, and we'll see maybe if Salesianum decides to go to the bench guys or some of those second stringers here. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
But it looks like McBride is over there in the huddle near towards the sideline. So we'll wait and see as Nick Halliday takes you inside the sideline and inside the huddle for Salesianum, and Coach Deldon having a word with his guys.
Yep, gave him a little pep talk, a little quick one, and they'll come right out to the ball and get ready to go.
And again, Gene has done such a great job there these last couple of years. I mean, it's hard to imagine anybody doing better than what they've done in the first 2 years under Gene Deldon. Inside handoff, going to pick up about 3 or 4 on first down. And it was just a few years ago, Glenn, where we had Gene on for an interview. I had a chance to talk to him about the Grail Sports Complex, everything he was, doing there and basketball, and he told us about his story and how he got there and everything like that, and now at Salesianum.
About a 3-yard pickup on that play, but we got to start thinking about player of the game, and I'm almost thinking you get a defensive player here, the way they've dominated.
So Lego has the handoff here. He's able to get to the outside. He will get pushed out of bounds, though, but does pick up a first down. A new set for Salesianum out near midfield.
Smyrna now leading 38-20. They're in the 4th quarter of that game over Cape Henlopen. And it's been such a dominating defensive performance. I'd love to pick out a defensive guy for player of the game, but who do you go with?
It could be hey, Coach Paul Warlow, grab your whole defense. Let's talk to those guys. Some few crucial turnovers in the game, including that interception by Patrick Dillon.
Yeah.
I mean, it could go a number of ways.
Yeah, other than that, I'd have to say McBride.
3rd and 1, they'll hand it off. Looking for that yard is Gaiman. Odell Teal. I don't think he's going to get there.
No. He might have lost one. Yeah, I know our sideline camera guy, Nick Halliday, wants to let the Salesianum staff know who we're thinking about, so he can kind of let them know.
So I put in our group text, Glenn. I said, hey, let's get a group vote going in
All
there.
right,
Who we
there you
got?
go.
And Nick Halliday has thrown the first name out there. So our first nominee is in the chain as we have a stoppage down on the field here.
I mean, all 3 running backs have done well. Teal, Gaiman, Lego, McBride has engineered the offense perfectly. He's made some pinpoint passes tonight. I think I would vote for the quarterback, Brady McBride.
I think so. Maybe McBride and a defender. Maybe one somebody
There you
on
go.
defense.
Sure.
And McBride. I think that's the way we'll lean. Maybe Patrick Dillon after that big interception towards the end of the first half. Maybe him and McBride. Maybe RJ and McBride. It could be anybody. But I think we might have Brady McBride.
All right, down on the field, 4th down and short. Let's see what happens.
Sean here next to us with some flags and trying to get to the bottom of it. Now, this penalty, I believe, going to go against Middletown, so it's going to give them a new set of downs.
Yeah. Pre-snap, unsportsmanlike. And now confusion as to who should be on the field for the Cavaliers defensively. They sent out one player. Now they told him to come off, the other guy to go back in.
Well, the penalty going to put Sally's into Middletown territory at the 40. 5:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. Again, thanks for sticking with us tonight here on Delaware Live Sports, a top 4 battle in Class 3A. And we've had a blast calling it for you. As Salesianum showing why they are who they are. Nice handoff to Teal. A nice vision to find a crease, and he'll pick up about 7 or 8 yards.
And don't forget, next Friday night we'll be up at Brandywine High School. First time we've been there in a while.
Wow.
As they take on the Polytech Panthers.
Coming up North Glen. There we go.
Yep. Can't get you guys to go down below Dover or even Dover. It's kind of hard. So.
It can be tough on some of these Fridays. I'll tell you that. That's for sure. Now, clock stopped after the run by Teal. I think he was out of bounds.
And then after next week's game, we'll finish the regular season at Appo, Middletown and Appo.
That's going to be a good one. Lego trying to stay in bounds. He will, and he's got the first down as well inside the 30 for Salesianum, who continue to wear down this Cavalier defense.
They got to be well over 200 yards rushing tonight, Salesianum. And Middletown, which was about 100 yards rushing in the first half, negative rushing yardage in the second half.
That's Sally's defense, and what a way for Coach Paul Warlow to go out as the defensive coordinator. 4:35 and ticking. McBride back in the shotgun.
Big win for Salesianum in the district, too.
They continue to impress week in and week out.
Well, now they've beaten Appo and now Middletown, the 2 top contenders in their district.
Again, haven't been able to catch them. And the ball is loose, but a flag comes out at the same time as the ball was knocked down. So not sure what to make of that one. We'll wait for the call down the field. Maybe a face mask or something that was visibly noticeable on the fumble. And now the officials having a word with the Middletown Cavalier player. This one might be against the Cavs.
Nicely designed screen out to Vernal Gary. And then I don't know who from Middletown jarred that ball loose. Here's a call.
And it was what I had thought it was, a face mask, which caused the fumble from Middletown. So the Cavaliers, things just not going their way, really, in this one. Ever since that fumble in the first quarter, it's been downhill. And, again, they came out with the confidence, they came out with the energy, and they came out with a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, they had the ball right around midfield the next time they touched it, and then in that unfortunate fumble, that led to a Salesianum's first touchdown of the game, and after that, all Sal's.
Clock running now as we approach the 4-minute mark. Hand off to Lego. Lego cuts inside, found a hole. He picks up about 3 or 4.
And Middletown trying to, keep playing. Don't quit. Wrap up the running backs and don't let them just get an easy touchdown. And, right now they're deflated.
Exactly.
Like I said, it's those seniors out there are really feeling kind of poorly.
A lot of season left, though, if you're the Cavaliers, right? Like we talked about, you're missing your quarterback. Time to shift your focus, win the rest of the regular season. McBride has a man wide open and just in and out of the reach. It was the RPO for Brady McBride. He made the right read, just unable to find his guy Noah Mix. They were looking for the hat trick, Glenn.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, he turned him around too much on that pass. So that'll stop the clock momentarily.
But right back on the ball.
You know, if they get to 7 here, running clock.
I have a feeling they're going to hand it off. 3:24. Lego to the left, and they will not. They're going to throw it here. And that one in and out of the hands, wide open on the slant. This kind of looks like a practice out there now for Salesianum on offense. Middletown not ready at all defensively. And either way, that's going to fall incomplete and fourth down. So the field goal unit coming out for Salesianum.
And that was number 8, Nazir Logan, a senior, who couldn't catch that pass from McBride. And he was wide open.
And again, we're going to have post-game interview coming up with Brady McBride and maybe also get a chance to talk with head coach Gene Deladon following tonight's victory for Salesianum. Christopher now in for the the field goal attempt. No Hess. The kick is up. And what a night for Christopher as it continues. And I don't know, Glenn, if that's his first field goal of the season, but he buried that one in relief of Hess.
I thought I heard somebody say that he actually got in and played some last week, so I guess Hess was out last week. Again, I was told by the coaching staff from Salesianum that Hess was the starting kicker, but that did not happen.
Well, again, it's been all Salesianum in your First Aid Orthopedics Game of the Week. First Aid Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician assistants at 16 locations, providing surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions and are trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. They serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, many local rec and competitive leagues. Their doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid, and urgent care centers for consult and treatment. You can call them at 302-731-2888 or visit firststateortho.com. And don't forget to tell them you saw on Delaware Live Sports. Well, it was the game of the week. Number 1 versus number 4 in Sally's has answered the call yet again. A big win over Apo last week at home at Abyssinia. Then they come on the road here to Middletown and are looking at a 38-7 lead with 3:18 to go, Glenn.
Yeah, like I said, in consecutive weeks on the road. Well, no, they were home last week, but they have knocked off the 2 top contenders in their district. So now undefeated in the district. Looks like they'll probably run the table and get at least a 1 or a 2 seed in the upcoming tournament with 2 weekends left in the regular season.
So Sally's will kick it off here for potentially the final time tonight. This one brought out outside the 40. Nice return for Middletown.
There's a shock. Middletown's going to start outside the 40 there, Nick.
Yeah, you know what, Glenn? They've started almost every drive between the 40 and 50 here today.
Yeah, I think all except for one.
Yeah, the one where they gained the most yards on.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a crazy world we live in. Football's a crazy game.
It is. It is.
Well, to recap here, what's going on this weekend. So some more actions. We are in week 8 here of the high school football season. Crowned our girls flag football champions a week and a half ago, but I believe that's the extent of our fall championships so far this year. Here's Cooper Curran back in, going to hand it off. Here's Mackay Walker, who's wrapped up near midfield.
Yeah, we have, I think, the cross-country state championship race is a week from Saturday. Maybe coming up in 2 weeks. The first full week in November, we have the field hockey semis, and then November 9th, the state championship game at Drass Field in Dover.
It's almost that time of the year.
Man, this regular season is flying by.
It is the fastest that I can remember. And tomorrow, University of Delaware homecoming against Albany. So if everybody's in the area, get over there for that one. Handoff to the left side of the line of scrimmage here. No gain tackle made by Salesianum. That's number 44 on the stop, Kevin McConaughey.
Yeah, they're getting a couple subs in now. I don't see R.J. Johnson in there now. So they've subbed out, I think, the front line.
I think Greg Schiano must have called down and said, Coach, we need R.J. out of the game. We're going to I think he did his thing tonight. We're going to rest him.
On that front 3, Lampkin is still in the game. He started the game for the Sals. I see Smith still out there as well.
And again, just a few things. You want to give our best wishes to Chris Godwin, who had that dislocated ankle on Monday Night Football of last week. The Middletown Cavalier graduate, state champion here for the Middletown Cavaliers. So we wish him a speedy recovery, and it's a guy that I had a chance to go against, one of the best in the state history. So hopefully he's all good and able to heal up and get ready for next season.
Now, Nick, one thing I noticed in that game, an offensive lineman for Tampa was wearing the Guardian cap. In last night's Thursday night game, I also saw from, I think, one of the Rams linemen wearing the Guardian cap. Now, the player that should wear that coming back is Tua.
Yeah.
And he refuses.
Probably,
he says he's not going to wear it.
He probably should.
The NFHS has okayed it for high school. They can wear those Guardian
caps. How about
caps.
that? I would like to even see one. Do they wear them for practice? At
they
Delaware,
do.
they wear them for
In
practice.
Preseason scrimmage games, I've seen the skill players wearing the Guardian caps, but I've yet to see anybody wear one in a game.
You know, Glenn, that could be something we see everyone wearing in about 5 years. You never know. And now offsides against Salesianum. They want to stop that clock with under a minute to go. We're going to send Glenn down. He's got some post-game festivities to do. And we're going to hear from him soon. He's going to be joined by Brady McBride and maybe Coach Deladon as well here in just a little bit. So after the flag, it's going to, I believe, give 5 yards to Salesianum here. And the clock will continue to run, and that might do it. Here, 1 or 2 more plays as hanging out here with Pat Garianis now in the box. Sean Green to the left. A nice crew in here at the press box at Middletown. They do a great job, and a special thanks to Colleen and company for allowing us to be here. And loss of 2 on that play. A Salesianum player now, though, down on this field. So clock will stop with 20 seconds as the training staff heads out to check out on the Salesianum player again on maybe what could be the last play of the game, so you hate to see that. So we don't have a number for you yet as he gets treated on the field. And it looks like they're going to be able to get him up rather quickly. So Jet Healy, number 38. So clock running with 18 seconds. Maybe one more play for Cooper Kern and the Cavaliers. But it has been all Salesianum tonight here, even on the road. It was senior night for Middletown, as that one is going to be intercepted. And an exclamation point for the Sals as the buzzer sounds here on the road. That one picked off by Yaheem Smith, the junior. And that sums up the night here at Cavalier Stadium. 35-7. All Salesianum as your top team in the state. They remain undefeated. We're going to send it to break here, and we come back post-game on Delaware Live Sports. Glenn will have you down on the field for post-game interviews. We'll be right back. 35-7. Big win for Salesianum over the Cavaliers.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer, president of Soto Concepts, the best restaurant group in the state, and we're inviting you to come join our team. Soto Concepts is a growing hospitality company with 16 restaurants and a variety of other hospitality businesses, all located in beautiful southern Delaware. We have recently added many departments to our executive leadership team, including a training department, a property development department, and a construction department. We invite you to come live at the beach and work with a growing restaurant group with many opportunities to advance your career. Soto Concepts Restaurant Group, come check us out.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Surf Bagel has served the community in Delaware for over 20 years, providing fresh, hot bagels, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, wraps, salads, local coffee and smoothies, and our iconic merch. Welcome to Surf Bagel. We're stoked to serve you.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
The things that matter most.
And welcome back. Your post-game show here on Delaware Live Sports. It was all Salesianum from halfway through the opening quarter. They score 35 unanswered after trailing 7-0 to take home a 35-7 victory over the number 4 ranked Middletown Cavaliers. So Salesianum showing why they are the cream of the crop here in the first 8. Your defending state champs. Again, they went down 7-0, and then it was 35 unanswered. Brady McBride threw 2 touchdown passes, both to Noah Mix. Billy Newman had some big-time catches in this ball game as well. Odell Teal had a rushing touchdown. Aiden Lego had a rushing touchdown. So Brady McBride finishes with 3 touchdowns on the night. He had a phenomenal day behind center. As we said, not under center, behind center, as McBride, of course, plays primarily in the shotgun. So it was a great day if you're a Salesianum fan. Again, the defense came up with some big stops on 3rd and 4th down all night long. And the offense was able to find the big play. We talked to Coach Paul Warlow at the end of the half. He said they took a 21-7 lead into the locker room. They needed to tackle better and needed to prevent the big plays. Well, they certainly did that in the second half. They held the Cavaliers scoreless, and they actually, of course, finished one, I think, just a few yards there in totality on offense there in half number 2. So it was all Salesianum tonight. They improved to 7-1 on the season. They're going to keep that number 1 ranking in Class 3A. Middletown going to fall to 6-2. We'll see where they end up, or if they stay at number 4 come early next week. We'll wait and find out depending on some of the results from up and down the state here tonight and over the weekend. So Coach Deladon having a word with his team over there after the win. It will be, of course, as we mentioned, Paul Warlow's final game as the defensive coordinator for Salesianum. He'll be packing his bags and heading to Florham Park tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. to join Jeff Ulbrich and company with the New York Jets. Of course, Jeff Ulbrich, his linebacker coach with the Falcons in 2016 and 2017, his last 2 years in Atlanta. Final here. How about this one? And this one from Brandon Holvik. I think this is accurate. Pat could have showed me this one. I had to double take. Hodson 21-7 over Appo. So the Silver Eagles, again, get a big win over the Jaguars. We had heard there was no Desai Drummond, at least at some point in that game. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with the quarterback for Appo going forward. But a huge program victory for the Hodson Silver Eagles. Lake Forest, a huge road upset, 16-14 win at Woodbridge. Woodbridge had climbed the ranks, I believe, number 2 to enter the week here in Class 2A. The Lake Forest Spartans, 16-14, a huge win there. Sussex Central 55-30 to Dover right now. Still some time left in the 4th quarter there in that one. Tower Hill 20-6 over Odessa. So some big-time scores here up and down the state. But Salesianum made their presence felt here tonight on the road. It was a nice test early on. They went down 7-0 in this one, then turned the ball over and able to get the ball back. They were down 7-0. Middletown had the football. They were driving at midfield, up 7-0. Sally's able to force a turnover, a strip fumble. They picked up the football, and from that point forward, it was all Salesianum. So they went on to win this one 35-7. In just a few minutes, we're going to hear from Glenn Frazier, who will be joined by our player of the game, Brady McBride, also by head coach Gene Deladon for a few moments here after the victory. Went over some of the stats for you. Again, 2 touchdowns for Noah Mix through the air from Brady McBride. Touchdowns on the ground, from Odell Teal and Aiden Lego, both of them getting into the end zone. And then Toto, the tight end, able to find pay dirt late as well as the 3rd touchdown pass for number 11 in white, Brady McBride. Sally's breaking the huddle and now going to head to have a word with our Glenn Frazier here in just a moment.
Take a break here on the Harbor Chase postgame report. Again, our final score. Take a look at the scoreboard next. It's Middletown falling to Salesianum 38-7.
So here comes Brady McBride, going to take the stroll. He's wearing the chain. Looking good wearing it, Brady. Let's head down. He's going to have a word with our Glenn Frazier. 3 touchdown passes for the quarterback for Salesianum. 2 to Noah Mix, 1 to the tight end Toto. And Glenn Frazier is down on the field with our Delaware Live Sports Player of the Game. Glenn, take it away.
All right, we're down here with the player of the game wearing the 302 bling bling, quarterback Brady McBride. Brady, it's the kind of game, was a total team effort. I mean, defensively, offensively, you ran the ball. You had some outstanding passes tonight, especially to number 6 and number 4. Tell me about the relationship with you and those two guys.
Yeah, I've been grinding with Noah since freshman year. Billy's came in on junior year, helped tremendously. You know, those are my guys, my boys, my ride or dies. You know, shout out to them. They work their ass off. Good job.
We're already talking up in the press box that one of their plays in next week is going to be that one-handed stab by Mix in the back of the end zone. Talk to us about that play.
We work on our double moves in practice. You know, Mix made a great jab, you know, back in the end zone. Amazing catch by him. Kudos to him.
Offensive line does a fantastic job run blocking and protecting you. I know they only rushed 3, but you had pretty much a lot of time back there to throw.
Yeah, amazing. My offensive line, you know, shout out to them. They work hard every day. You know, they push every day. You know, those guys, they help me. I help them.
I know you don't play for him because he's the defensive coordinator, but what's the relationship with you and Paul Warlow, and how's he going to be missed?
He's amazing. You know, he's always in school watching film, helping us whenever we need. You know, he glues us together. You know, he's going to be missed. We're going to miss him.
All right, 2 weeks in a row, you take down Appo, you take down Middletown. We'll see you in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Player of the game, Brady McBride, back upstairs.
Thank you, Glenn Frazier, chatting with our Delaware Live Sports Player of the Game, Brady McBride. 3 touchdowns for the quarterback for Salesian. And there you go. How about that picture on your screen right there? Some photo ops there from the young man. And I'll tell you, what a game it was for Brady. And, again, entering that season last year for Salesianum, leading them on that state championship run. It was kind of a 2-quarterback system last year for the Sals. And then Brady McBride making it his own. Another victory for Salesianum. They improved to 7-1. Middletown falls to 6-2. And that's how it stands as we head into Saturday. We'll get to your Delaware Live Sports rankings early next week, but a lot of action still to come. But for everyone here from Cavalier Stadium, Pat Garianis, Glenn Frazier, Dick Calday, Jason Winchell, Mike Lang, Chris, and myself, we will see you next week on Delaware Live Sports. Salesianum, the victors tonight over Middletown, 35-7.
Happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.